This is Rogers TV.
Welcome back inside the Mary Brown Center. 20 minutes up on the board as your Newfoundland.
Hey, do you believe in miracles? I still have hair. The Toronto Maple Leafs are winning. And oh my gosh, the Newfoundland Growlers are playing at the Mary Brown Center. Ben Murphy, Bill Hart, good evening, Growlers fans, and the impossible has happened.
It's hard to believe. It's all come full circle. Finally back now at the Mary Brown Center after a 5-game, 16-day road trip. Since the last time the Growlers played here at home, a perfect 5-0 on that road trip, 9-0 on the road to start the season. That's good enough for an ECHL record. But the Growlers come into this one against Reading on a 6-game win streak, looking to make it 7.
Now, of course, the Reading Royals, the affiliate of the Philadelphia Flyers, they're not struggling. Kellyanne was mentioning at the top of the broadcast that they are struggling a little bit, but they are a team that you can't take lightly.
Exactly. Just one win in their last 6 games so far, but the Growlers have played Reading twice so far this season. They have won both of those games, but they've been 2 close games. One just separated by 1 goal, one was settled in overtime. It is Reading's Jacob Pritchard, who's leading the league right now in shots on goal with 75.
Right.
But Newfoundland Growlers Zach O'Brien comes into this game on a 4-game point streak, 5 goals, 6 assists over that span, coming off a 4-goal game last game.
All right, let's go to the call now. Chris Ballard leading the way here on Rogers TV tonight.
At center, on the back end, David Drake and Jared Brandt. Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts on the call. Oh, sorry, that's Skirving taking the opening face-off. They're
switching things up.
I absolutely love it. Skirving and Braden Lowe, they're ready to go. We are too. We hope you're in for a treat here tonight, folks, as the Growlers win their opening face-off at the Mary Brown Center. Playing it ahead, Skirving rips it free, but we have a whistle on the play as the Buys came in offside.
Someone snapping their stick right off of the draw there.
This is definitely a rivalry game here.
Oh, of course. After 2 games on the road there against Reading, they're gonna look to try to get this one back.
You're absolutely right. Face off outside the Newfoundland offensive zone. Blue line pulled away this time by the Royals as Drake gets it back and across up to center. That's going to be kept onside by Marcus Power, but knocked away from him. And ends up back inside the Newfoundland zone, collected by Melindy. He'll flip it ahead off the stick of O'Brien and out to center. Brandt absorbs a check from Skirving as he gets this one in deep. Tristan Pomerleau behind the back and behind his own goal for James Melindy. Melindy looks up, ice. What a feed there. And in comes Zach O'Brien. He'll hand it off. Skirving. Oh, what a save. Not bad for your first save of the game. Pat Nagel, 19:18 to go in the first period. The first grade A scoring chance tonight belongs to Newfoundland.
What a setup there as well. James Melindy just coming out from behind the net. Seeing Zach O'Brien cutting across Reading's blue line there, and that is a stretch pass if I've ever seen it. And not much after that, it was Todd Skirving coming streaming down on the right-hand side.
Face off on the right. Mark Johnstone now taking a face off and wins it beautifully back to Brennan Kapchek as the Growlers offense gets going again, and a save made by Nagel through traffic. And the Royals bring it back to center ice. Racing back in his own zone, but turning it over is Pietraniro. Spinning away, here come the Royals. Along the right wing boards with it is Morrison. He'll park behind the net, that's Pritchard. Pritchard, he's bodied in the right wing corner. Kapchek in green, leaning in to free it up. Johnstone in there as well, now fully in the right wing corner. That's going to be pulled away by the Royals and held at the blue line. Saucier works it along the right wing boards. Ends up back to McNally, shot through traffic off the blocker of Evan Cormier. Freed up by the Growlers behind the net. Kapchek gets it off a quick pass. Growlers hemmed inside their zone a little bit. 90 seconds gone here. No score, shots are 2-1 Newfoundland as the Royals flip it free into the offensive zone. Nice hip check almost thrown there by McCourt as the Growlers, Pietraniro up ice off the stick of Ty Pelton-Bice. Not in deep. That'll be quickly turned back by Redding. In over the line comes Strong, and that's going to be offside. Called by Mark Day, one of the linesmen tonight, Darryl Butt the other, and tonight's referee, number 11, Alexander Ross.
Reading looking like they're trying to get the puck deep and just start cycling, trying to get it up to their D and across, and that might be their only opportunity to really try to put something on Evan Cormier here.
Face-off one back again by Reading. Former Growler Mike Krokock, he's able to get this one in deep. Cormier out of his cage to play it. That'll be, I think a couple of bodies miss, lost eyes on the puck there as I almost said Railers. That was last Sunday, Chris. The Royals, Chris, behind the net. That's Strong picking it up. He's bodied off the puck. And it's collected in by Trent Bork behind the net. He's bodied away, so Pelton Bice swings it free, and here comes Bobby Lynch with some speed. What a move to get the puck past Krokock, but he couldn't get by him, though. Puck cleared away and ends up just outside the Newfoundland bench. And a little slow coming back onto the bench was Riley McCourt. That one almost hit him for a delay of game. Back on the Growlers on the right-hand side. There's Johnstone. Swings behind the net. Along the left-hand side, he'll draw a penalty. I thought he blew a tire, but with 17-14 to go here in the first period, the Growlers' 10th-ranked power play gets a chance to flex its muscles. First power play of the game to Newfoundland.
This power play will be interesting now with Noel Hoffenmeyer not there on the back end, usually quarterbacking that power play, and seeing him generate off of it too. He had 3 goals on the season on the power play alone. But against the Royals, Growlers' power play, however, is rolling at 0%. So looking to change that here.
Face off to the right of Pat Nagel. On the draw is Marcus Power. He ties up his man. Puck loose in the slot. One back to the line. There's O'Brien with it. Leaves it in the right wing corner. Centering feed, a beautiful one, but the shot was blocked in front. Lands back at the line. Kapchek spins it free, but blowing a tire and almost forcing the turnover was Oren Centazzo. At center ice, Zach O'Brien and Marcus Power fighting for it. They both come up empty-handed as the Royals clear the zone. Brennan Kapchek back. He'll carry it to center ice. In over the line himself, Kapchek. He's hauled down. No call this time as it's cleared away. All the way back, Evan Cormier plays the rolling puck alongside to Zach O'Brien. 4 goals in his last game. Kapchek plays keep away as he starts it up ice again, this time dropping it back for O'Brien. O'Brien at center, gets by Braden Lowe. In on the right wing side, O'Brien has all kinds of space, cuts behind the net, centers a shot off the outside of the cage. Centering effort comes up top to Bobby Lynch, now across again. Kapchek, a shot is turned away by Nagel. Left wing boards, a battle for it, it's one back to the line. There's Bobby Lynch, fakes the shot across, Kapchek. Top of the left wing circle, nice little toe drag, gets in behind the net. Right wing corner, Brennan Kapchek still has it. 43 seconds to go on the power play at the line. Pelton Bice across with a one-timer. That's a nice shot by Bobby Lynch, but off the goal stick of Pat Nagel and out of play. 15:51 remains here in the first period. Shots are 4-1 Newfoundland, and the boys are warming up here. You can see.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of good puck movement there. We're moving the puck quickly, trying to get it back to the top to center to move it across quite a bit there. And that's why we're able to see the setup that we just saw from Ty Pelton Bice.
Pardon me. And it is Ty Pelton Bice taking this face off. Out there with Lynch, Johnstone, Johnson, and Pietranero. Behind the net, Lynch jumps in to try and help free it up. Johnstone's there, and he will. Stealing it out of that left wing corner. He'll get it back to the line. Isaac Johnson, 25 seconds to go on the power play. Gets the pass back, and it almost got stolen away, but a great recovery there by Isaac Johnson, the Growlers. 18 seconds to go on the power play. Side door. Oh, nice spinorama there by Johnstone, but he tucked it just wide, and the Royals clear the zone. All the way back, Cormier leaves it. 5 seconds left on the Drake minor penalty. Here comes Pietranero into the offensive zone, cuts in wide. Has some options. That centering pass comes all the way back to the line. Riley McCourt snaps it back down low. Right wing corner, a battle. Darian Plouffe, his first game since the middle of November. Broke his finger on that 3-on-5 shorthanded goal.
Cool, that was a nice one, though.
And that is a penalty to the Growlers, as DeChera was checked across the back by Riley McCourt. He'll head off 2 minutes or less, so already 1 penalty apiece here, and we've only played 5:04 the opening period. No score, the shots favor the Growlers.
McCourt not too happy with that call there, but didn't think he was going to be able to get away with that one as that happened right at center ice in sight of all 3 refs at that point. So face-off now coming down to the blocker side of Cormier, where the Growlers' penalty kill will be tested. However, it is the best in the league at 89.1%.
Face-off, they'll redo that one. Thomas Ebbing, the former member of the Brampton Beast, against Todd Skirving. One back by the Royals, softly to McNally at the left point. He'll wrap it in down low. Pomerleau gives chase. He's bodied by DeChera in that right wing corner. Skirving in there as well. It'll be poked free to the line and unable to get there in time as Patrick Bykov, as Darian Plouffe helps it into the offensive zone. And look at him, he's going to force the Royals to start all the way from behind their own goal.
One of the things I love about the Growlers' penalty kill is something you don't often see either, is how aggressive it is. I mean, they're giving the Royals no space whatsoever with the puck.
Back up top, McNally works it across on the right-hand side to Chera, down low. Side door, couple of whacks on the loose puck. Oh, and a great pad save there. Rolls in on Cormier. Puck is still loose and cleared away by the Growlers.
Quite a few
little
whacks there.
Sloppy,
Ooh.
yeah. But hey, when you have a goalie who's won as many consecutive games as Evan Cormier, he'll take care of it. Here comes their Cormier, Dominic Cormier. He'll chip it into the right wing corner. It's always a good sign when the power play is forced to dump the puck in. And that's exactly what happened on this last play. Already 1 minute and 10 seconds gone off of this power play. Up on the left wing side, Pritchard gets it at center. Flips it ahead. Getting there first is Trent Bork. He'll clear the zone. Nice looking penalty kill here as Garrett Cecile turns it back, flipped a nice pass ahead. Braden Lowe dumps it in. That's what I mean. I don't understand. I don't know if this is a new thing, but why would you voluntarily give up possession of the puck while you have the power play? It's ridiculous. The Growlers clear the zone again.
A dump and chase system doesn't quite work when you've got the extra man. There shouldn't be a need for it.
Here come the Royals. Maybe this is why they have a good rush. Started out of their own zone down the left-hand side. Pritchard left the puck behind. He'll send it in behind the net. Braden Lowe can't get to it. First man is Pomerleau. He'll sidestep a man. Had it stolen away, but it ends up back at center ice anyway. No real scoring opportunities for the Royals this time. The Growlers' penalty kill looked incredible. And here come the Royals. Tagging up at the last moment there was Pritchard. That one softly in off the blocker of Evan Cormier, and pulling it back in his own zone is Gordy Green. 12:35 to go here in the first period, no score. Shots now 5-5, but that's a little misleading.
Absolutely. I think the only real opportunity there was a few shots at Cormier after.
Stolen away. Here come the Growlers. It tied. And that was O'Brien. He scored almost that exact goal against Nagel in a regular season game against the Walleye in the club's second season. But that one stopped by Nagel. Sent in. That's going to be stolen away by Newfoundland off a clearing attempt and chipped out to center by O'Brien, giving chase. Trying to get there first is Gordy Green. That one's knocked away, and at center sent in by Mike Chen, I apologize. Behind the net, Trent Bork pulls it away from a forechecker and plays a feed ahead. That one too far for Todd Skirving, but it was off a stick, no icing. So back to center ice with it come the Royals. That's Morrison sending this one in deep. Behind the net, Cormier played it away. Pritchard, nice offensive check there against Darian Plouffe, but Plouffe pops right back up. He's got the puck tied up along the right wing boards, but it's again the Royals. They thought they were going to get away with that one, but it's lifted into the air and inadvertently into the Reading bench with 11:26 remaining in the opening period.
We've seen a fair amount of action down in the Growler zone there, but not really generating any opportunities, keeping a lot to the outside. And on that power play for the Royals, I don't know if you could really call it a power play at that rate.
All right, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Kellyanne. We'll get back to those guys in just a few moments. It's Bill Hart, Ben Dropkick Murphy, and they mentioned the PK for the Newfoundland Growlers. Best in the league, killing 89% of the penalties. And, of course, you talk about the scoring prowess of this team. You know, you can't forget about the defensive play.
Yeah, and that's a really good point, Bill, because as well, on that road trip, 21 goals for, just 10 goals against. Like you said, the Growlers, the best PK in the league. But it's interesting as well, we saw an early penalty there from Reading. They're the least penalized team in the league coming into this game with 9.93 penalty minutes per game. But not really much action on either one of those power plays to start this game, both teams getting one early on. You can see both teams still trying to get a little bit of a feel for each other.
Right.
They've only played each other twice twice so far this season. They'll play quite a bit throughout the rest of the season, but I find that pretty typical in the first of a 3-game matchup that it takes those first few minutes to really get a feel for the other team, get your legs underneath you. And again, they're playing back here at the Mary Brown Center. In comparison to CBS, you got a bit bigger ice, a little bit warmer. You know, they're getting back into practice there at the Mary Brown Center just this week. So it's going to be interesting to see. This game's going to open up.
All right, back to Chris and Kellyanne as coverage continues on Rogers TV.
From the Bob Cole Media Center atop Mary Brown Center. Definitely got to get a Big Mary on the way home.
I was thinking it as I was coming in, the one there on Water Street, just off Water Street. They got that walk-up window.
Asking me, do I know the one on Water Street? To the left of Cormier comes the draw. Darian Plouffe on the face-off for Newfoundland, wins it back to Riley McCourt. He'll send it off the glass. Skirving plays it ahead at center, trying to free it up. Lunging was Isaac Johnson, comes up empty-handed, and away comes Thomas Ebbing. He'll roll this one in deep. Back out to play it is Cormier. Oh, he almost misplayed it. Luckily, the Growlers clear the zone. Maybe a little far, maybe no. This one's going to run out of gas before it reaches an icing, so Isaac Johnson tries to steal it away. McCourt activates off the blue line. The Growlers hold it in. Into the left wing corner, a race. It was 2 Growlers racing after it. It's Oren Centazzo coming away with it. Once again, activating off the boards. There was McCourt. Skirvin gets it. Up on the right wing side, Isaac Johnson flings it into the left wing corners. The Growlers begin a line change. 10:40 remaining here in the opening period. 6-5 the shots, still looking for the game's first goal. McCourt back for Trent Bourque. The left-handed defender swings away from DeChara. DeChara, blue attire as Bobby Lynch pulls it away. At center, Lynch, what a pass that was. Off the stick, though, of Pelton Bice toward the line, and it gets out. Good sidestep there as the Royals enter the offensive zone into the high slot. Bodies collide down there. Big hit thrown by Tristan Pomerleau. Caught DeChara right in the chest as the Growlers still fighting, can't get it out. Braden Lowe in the left wing corner. Played all the way up top, taken back by Centazzo. A give and go, and in comes Lynch and Centazzo. Centazzo centers there. Pomerleau was the one cutting toward the net, but he couldn't reach the loose puck. Left wing corner, puck left behind. Trying to get it back is Bobby Lynch, and he'll work it to the point for Pomerleau. Rolls it down low, Pelton Bice. He got there first, he's in a battle for it, had his stick lifted, and the Royals flip to center ice. Up over the stick of James Melindy, but back to retrieve it is Brennan Kapchek, and in he comes on the right-hand side, left the puck behind, clears it back in. Johnstone steals, side door, centering feed, comes out to O'Brien, hopped over his stick, and it will come out over the line, delayed offside. Kapchek decides to not touch it, leaving it instead for the Royals. Half a period gone here as the Royals bring it up on the right wing side. Weak shot into the left wing corner. Giving chase down there is Chen. Puck pulled away instead. Johnstone, another battle for it. Redding gets it back to the line. Drake rolls it into the left wing corner. Now out the other side. Pietranero bodies his man hard in the right wing corner. Puck's pulled away. Pietranero moved it ahead. Nice feed from Marcus Power to settle it. Looking up ice, trying to find a pass is Johnstone. He'll leave it back. Pietranero back for Johnstone again. Now on the right-hand side, O'Brien cuts into the left-hand side. Centering feed for Johnstone, and a huge save made by Pat Nagel. No rebound, and that's why Pat Nagel has been regarded as one of the best goaltenders in the ECHL.
Absolutely, but I think O'Brien taking a few players there, really looking like he was going to make that pass, kept going. What many people thought what he was going to do was keep going with it. However, putting it straight onto the stick of Johnson. I mean, Johnson, he couldn't give him a better gift at that point, but Nagel proving why he is one of the best there.
Thank you. That's weird. Normally, anyway. Face off to the right of Pat Nagel. No, we're fine. Don't mind me. Darian Plouffe on the draw. Advancing this one ahead, but unable to pick it up. Richard gets control for Redding behind his own goal line, moving it ahead. Thomas Ebbing down the left wing side. Has 2 Growlers converging on him. It's going to be collected in by Bourque. He blows a tire in the corner. Now the puck is loose. Into the right wing corner. Little trouble reeling that one in. For Morrison, gets to the line. That one came out. Redding touches it. That's kind of a silly play. That's going to come all the way back.
Yeah, not sure the thinking behind that one. maybe thought it might have been able to hold that in, but really there was no opportunity there for that. So Growler opportunity here now as it goes back into the Royals' end. Nagel, of course, they're going to have to get a few more shots here, I think, to really crack him at this point.
7-5 are the shots. 8:07 left in the opening period. Pelton, Bice, and Tazo, and Lynch on the ice with Melindy and Pomerleau. This one taken away by Redding. They'll move out to center, and a nice shoulder check by Oren Centazzo, not known for his physical play, but a nice clean hit. That one's off his skates and in deep as Centazzo absorbs a slash from McNally. Two Growlers trying to dig it free in the right wing corner. Pelton Bice will. Centering feed for Lynch. Lynch between the legs. Centazzo, and a great left pad save made by Nagel. Stolen back away. Pelton Bice looks up top. That one may have grazed the outside of the goal post as Morrison finally pulls it away, and Pritchard clears the zone. 7.5 to play here in the opening period at the Mary Brown Center. No score. Looking up ice, Melindy, a great feed. Connects in comes Lynch on the right wing side, gets by his man, a centering feed there. That one knocked away. Quickly back to his position goes Pomerleau as Marcus Power swings on the high slot in his own zone, getting it across to Matteo Pietranero. Pietranero off his skate, back in his own zone for Kapchek. From behind the net, Kapchek leads the rush. Hands it off for Johnstone. He'll cut in on the right wing side with a great feed for O'Brien. A curling drive, that one blocked by the Royals defense. O'Brien played back behind the net. Marcus Power trying to work his way around Dominic Cormier. Worked it back to the point left side. That's Pietranero. First pass didn't connect. Second one finds O'Brien. Tried to dance around his man. Instead it ends up back at the line. Pietranero again. Almost all the way in on goal. Love seeing the defense activate off the blue line. Face off, no, sorry, not a face off. Pietranero tried to work a pass across again. This one stolen, but he crunches Braden Lowe. Now a foot race back forward. Look at the wheels on Johnstone there. He's obviously frustrating Teixeira down there as the Growlers recover the puck and start to look up ice. At center, Pietranero flipped across. Gordy Green, that one hopped over his stick. He'll play it ahead, intended for Tyrion Plouffe. He'll battle for it right at the Growler blue line. One back by Isaac Johnson. Across, off the stick of Plouffe and along the left wing board, centering. Ooh, a dangerous pass there for the Royals. Comes to the line, held by Gordy Green. He'll work it, and it's held in. Controlling it is Isaac Johnson. Rings it around the end board, snap behind the net. Gordy Green is there. Trying to get around his man along the right wing boards. Gordy Green. What a wonderful skater he is. A great feed. Isaac Johnson trying to turn it toward the net. That got blocked away and sent down low. And Plouffe is there. Left-hand side, leaves it. He'll get it back. Gordy Green tried to kick it out in front. A nice effort there. That one off the mark. And a penalty coming up here on the play. I think the Royals are going back to the sin bin. Another, this one's a hooking call with 5:22 to go here in the first. The Growlers look to get their second power play of the opening period.
If I'm the Royals after those last 3 minutes there, I'd be a little worried as the Growlers go to this power play, as they control pretty well the last 4 minutes of play, completely down in the Royal zone, really moving the puck really well along the outside.
Yeah, Kellyanne nailed it right there. If I were the Royals right now, head coach, I'd be a little concerned myself because, we decide ourselves, the Growlers, really putting on some pressure, and now they've got the power play coming up.
Yeah, a lot of good scoring chances in those last few minutes, Bill. It was a bit of a slow-moving power play in that first opportunity, but the Growlers are going to look more towards getting things going on this one, some more puck movement, some more shots at the net, but they're really starting to get that offense going. But it's Pat Nagel between the pipes right now for the Reading Royals, who is making a difference early on. The Growlers had some good scoring chances in front, and Nagel's been there to shut the door so far.
Well, he's about to be tested now because I guess everyone on Reading is very familiar with the firepower that is skating with the Newfoundland Growlers, especially with the names that have been potting a lot of goals as of late.
Yeah, I mean, Zach O'Brien, like we said, a 4-game point streak to this point, 5 goals and 6 assists over that stretch. He's coming off a 4-goal game. He's leading the Newfoundland Growlers in points with 21 points in just 15 games, 15 assists, 6 goals, and I mean second place in scoring right now on the Growlers, Marcus Power, who has 14 and 7 goals, 7 assists in 14 games.
All right, Growlers on the power play. Let's go back to live action on Rogers TV.
It's done real nice. To the right of Pat Nagel we go. 2 minutes up on the board for the Royals. The Growlers would love to strike first here with the man advantage. Face off, a clean win back for Newfoundland. Top of the right wing circles, O'Brien steps in. Fired glove side, but missed it wide. Kapchek gets it back, leaves it along the left wing boards for Oren Centazzo. His pass off the mark, but Kapchek gets it back. Storms in. Great opportunity. A behind the back pass there for Gordy Green is just barely off the mark. Down low into the left wing corner. The Growlers moving the puck nicely. Up top is Kapchek. Hands it off for Centazzo, a rip. That one blocked as well. Good effort here by the Reading defenders as that one inadvertently ends up back in neutral ice. Kapchek ahead for O'Brien, and now it's Centazzo right down the middle. Deeks by his man, left the puck behind, and it's cleared to center ice. Nice job by Kapchek to knock it down. Flip free, O'Brien has to wait. The Royals steal it away on a delayed offside, and they'll clear the zone. Rolls in behind the net. Cormier onto a tee for Riley McCourt. McCourt starts the rush. Braden Lowe keeps an eye as McCourt at center. Hands it off to Isaac Johnson. Bullies his way into the offensive zone. Right wing corner played behind the net. Out the other side, Bobby Lynch. He'll tap it back. Trying to work his way back up top was Ty Pelton-Bice, but that's knocked away. 40 seconds to go on the man advantage. No shots thus far for the Growlers on this one. Isaac Johnson chip free into the corner. Bobby Lynch is there. Back for Johnson, now up top for McCourt. Across, top of the right wing circle, Pelton-Bice lets it fly. And a save made by Nagel with Johnstone on the doorstep, waiting for a rebound that just never came.
Great, few good opportunities there for the Growlers. That one with Gordy Green putting it behind him, but just missing Oren Centazzo as he was streaking down on the side there. Would have been the best opportunity we would have saw on that power play there, but few opportunities. Reading, however, getting control, getting it out of their zone, being able to regroup, but again, giving the Growlers a chance to get that change as we have 25 seconds left in the power play.
3:47, pardon me, left in the period. One back to McCourt. His shot snared by Nagel, and I thought Johnstone had taken away his eyes pretty well there. I mean, that's nice, even though it was a bit of a high riser. Nonetheless, Pat Nagel has been the thorn in the side of many ECHL teams throughout his long and illustrious ECHL career. Nagel won a Kelly Cup as a member of the Florida Everblades in 2012.
Wow. That's
Wasn't yesterday.
10 years ago pretty well at this point.
Riley McCourt. Drop back, 7 seconds to go, and it's number 7, Pietranero. Getting in over the line with this one, pulls it away, nice centering feed. A shot there, and it didn't get through. Roth is out of the box, we're back to 5 aside, but the Growlers still buzzing here in the offensive zone. That pass, a hard one, eluded McCourt. Way out of his net to play it. Comes Cormier, and he'll inadvertently ice the puck with 3:06 remaining in the opening period. 11-5 the shots for Newfoundland. Not giving up a ton, but Pat Nagel's certainly been up to the challenge so far.
Absolutely. Everything, however, getting shot pretty high on him there, looking for that glove side quite a bit, and I think that would be his strong suit at this point.
Not a lot of weaknesses, certainly, in his game. He was one of the main reasons the Walleye made it as far as they did a couple of seasons ago, falling short, of course, to our Growlers. Shot from the line from Dominic Cormier. That was wide and off the mark. Growlers can't get it out. Left wing side, Darian Plouffe doing some wonderful work along the end boards there. That allows Lynch to clear to center ice, and it's sent right back in by Chen. Behind the net, stolen off the stick of Melindy. What a block there by Todd Skirving. He felt that one, but he managed to help the Growlers get the puck back. Skirving stays out there as Melindy moves it away quickly from behind his own goal. Flipped ahead. That's going to be stolen. Ebbing, delayed offside, touched up by Skirving. Melindy gets it now inside his own zone. Up for Skirving near center. Skirving, nice feed, but it was left behind. He'll recover it, kicked it free, and Dominic Cormier sends it to center. Getting just a piece of his man down there was Pomerleau, enough to knock him off stride. And Gordy Green, tonight's first intermission guest here, by the way, on Mixler. Gets it in, clearing attempt off his body. Green using his speed. He'll throw a nice check down there as well. The Growlers can't come away with the puck. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first period. Nice moves by Pritchard and had it poked off his stick. Pomerleau faked everybody out there as he sent it ahead. Trent Bork leads the rush. Flipped across on the right wing side. Off the bench is Marcus Power trying to feed Gordy Green, but the play was offside.
Offside, catching the Growlers a few times here now, but on that last rush there, Jacob Pritchard, I mean, he's the guy you got to watch for on the Reading Royals. They're leading the team with 13 points and showing just why with that sweet little dangle just inside the Growler zone there.
Another stat that tells you how good that player is, I believe, and I'll have to double check this, he is either the leader or very close to the top of the league in shots on goal. He likes to release the puck. There's no doubt about that.
I believe he does lead he leads the league with 75 shots on net.
Yeah, like 75 shots is no few shots on goal. He loves to get rid of the puck. So does this guy. There's Zach O'Brien. Feeds it back in the left wing corner. Marcus Power cuts to the backhand. Top of the circle. Leaves it again for O'Brien. O'Brien looking for a lane. Cuts back into the high slot. Hands it off to Kapchak. Kapchak in on goal. And a fighting save. He gets it right back, though. Back to the point it comes to Pietranero. Pietranero into the left wing corner. Oh, eyes as big as saucers there for Kapchak. 1 minute to go here in the first period. 12-5 of the shots. That's going to be knocked out of midair and flipped into the Reading bench. 53.4 seconds left here in the opening period.
I love when defensemen take a shot from the point and it's not directly on net. It's just to the side just a little bit, because I feel like it always throws the defensive team off just a little bit, but you know you're looking for a forward streaking in just to get their stick on it. I don't know why. It's one of my favorite plays to ever see in hockey.
I love it too, and you know, normally it means you don't normally see a play like that on the first day you play in a new building either.
No.
Normally you try to learn the boards a little bit.
Absolutely.
You know, some buildings inadvertently have more lively end boards than others. That's a high IQ or a very trusting play, I think, by the Growlers here as they try to get this puck back. Nice feed. Unable to reel it in is Ebbing. McCourt has to keep an eye. There's a man open in front of the goal, and he flipped it over the cage. Side door again. This one ripped away by Lynch. Oh, he'll check his hand there. I think that one caught him on the gloves as Lynch look at him wheel into the offensive zone. Gets by his man. A beautiful play and an even better save by Pat Nagel. But this is what we're talking about. Listen to this crowd on their feet for Bobby Lynch, the newest member of the Growlers.
I think Bobby Lynch surprising everyone. The defenseman just kind of letting him walk through there at the hash marks and give him a mini breakaway at that point. They essentially sat back and said, here you go.
Does he remind you of anybody from the Growlers Kelly Cup team? That level of speed. He's got a lot of Josh Kessner in it.
Yeah, he does. He really does. It's just little bursts.
Yep.
Here, right? Just turns it on when he knows he needs to, and that was a perfect example of it. You know, he's not going blue line in on a breakaway. It's really not happening until the top of the circle.
Incredible burst of speed there. 18 seconds to go. The Growlers can't pull away the puck here in the offensive zone. They can steal it back, however. Darian Plouffe left it there. 10 seconds left in the period. Bork forced to snap it back down low. First man to the puck is Plouffe. He's hauled down. That penalty was called twice in this period. Centering effort there. Poked away. And your Growlers, who have had the edge in play, outshooting the opposition 13-5, will go into the dressing room after 20 minutes, tied at no score. 5 big saves for Cormier, looking very solid inside his own zone.
Absolutely. I think the Royals, those 5 shots really coming in the first 5 minutes of this period. And then after that, I don't know if they generated much, if anything, on net. Their last opportunity going over the net, really, outside of that, not much outside of their power play opportunity where they had a few jabs at Evan Cormier back there, but not seeing much here that I think the Growlers have to worry about as they go in for a break here, regrouping a little bit. But what we saw at the end there is really what they need to continue going forward.
No score after 20 minutes of play. We'll be back after a short break. You're listening to Newfoundland Growlers Hockey on the Growlers Broadcast Network.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Kellyanne, Bill Hart, and Ben Dropkick Murphy with you. Pat Nagel of the Reading Royals standing on his head here, keeping this game scoreless. 13 saves so far. Newfoundland, of course, have stopped 5 shots so far, so it's been pretty easy for Cormier so far. But boy, hopefully no one was taking this team lightly.
Yeah, Nagel has really been the difference in this one so far, Bill. He's made some big saves and some timely saves at that, really showing why he is one of the best goalies in this league. I'm not sure if you remember, Chris Ballard mentioned it there on the broadcast, but it was Pat Nagel who was between the pipes for the Toledo Walleye during the Growlers Kelly Cup run. So they do know how to beat Pat Nagel. It's just a matter of when that happens tonight. The first goal tonight is going to be a big one for the Growlers. They've scored first in 13 out of 15 games so far this season. Yep. They're 11-2-0 when they do just that.
Just mentioning the Toledo Walleye, Growlers fans everywhere. It's been that long ago, people. That long. Let's hit some highlights here from the first period. No goals to show you, but lots of things that you picked up on, Ben. We'll start with the hit. The Newfoundland Growlers showing some physical play.
Yeah, nice solid crunch there. That's Troy Pomerleau, of course, or Tristan Pomerleau, sorry, of course. He is a former UNB varsity Red.
I knew that.
The Atlantic University Sports League, a tremendous career there. He played in the QMJHL before that. A big, strong body back on the point, and he's showing why right there. That
was a great crunch. You want to see some hitting because you got to make sure that the opposition, whenever they have the puck, they got to cringe a little bit and brace themselves.
They always talk about early in a game, you want to give a hit, take a hit. Well, that's a good way to give a hit right there.
Great passing. That's what the Growlers are all about, and this highlight shows you that in spades.
And just another one here, Bill. We see the Growlers' offense when they really start to click. It's when they start moving the puck. They get the cycle game going. But again, you saw some of the Growlers' fine puck movement right there. Mark Johnstone, Zach O'Brien, who just has eyes for everybody on the ice looking for Marcus Power. He tries to slip it back out front, but it's Pat Nagel who's sharp once again.
Man, we've seen a lot of plays like that already this season with the Growlers and the way that puck movement. And that's why they're the #1 team in the league.
Absolutely. That, and when you put that and match it with their speed, it's really just too much for a lot of teams to handle. And we've seen that in some of the first 6 games we saw here at home, that their speed was just too much to handle. When they're using their feet and they're moving the puck, good things happen for this Growlers team.
Well, it is a scoreless game so far, but boy, Newfoundland came close to making it 1-0 on this play.
And it's just another beautiful heads-up pass. And again, once the Growlers working the puck down low, quick feed through the legs right there, right out front. And then it's just Pat Nagel there with another save. He keeps that one out of harm's way. But then the Growlers just keep pouring it on and pouring it on. They're starting to establish the cycle game there late in that first period. And when they do that, they tend to break down defenses, open up a little bit more to create more scoring chances, get more good looks at the net. And the Growlers don't need too many good looks at the net before they make one count.
Well, you have so many players on that team that can beat Pat. It's just a matter of getting that first one in, as you mentioned, as you alluded to. First one will come, and then, hey, maybe hopefully others will follow. We're going to take a little break here during the first intermission, but we will be right back as the first intermission continues on Rogers TV.
Interest payments were going up. Creditors were calling. I finally realized I needed help. The people at James & Noseworthy really took care of me, and I'm glad I chose a local solution. I felt like they understood me better. Getting help with my debt has given me the energy, the headspace, and the time to make my dreams come true. A chance to start again with knowledge, support, and people in your corner. Are you looking for that kind of help? It's okay.
Learn more about Leah's story at janesnoseworthy.ca.
If you want convenience, Marie's Money Mart is here for you. A one-stop shop for a variety of products, home-style breads, sandwiches, plus check out our freshly baked artisan breads and single-serve desserts exclusively at our in-store bakery on Frecker Drive. With 25 locations, wherever you go, there we are.
I can't thank people enough for donating to the War Amps.
If I could, I'd give every single donor a big hug, because things that they've allowed these kids to do are amazing.
Gives them the opportunity to experience life as everyone else would.
They can do so much. They can play musical instruments, snowboarding, play hockey, kayak, swim. There's no doors being closed to them, and I find that amazing.
It's affected my family in a way that we may never be able to thank you.
All right, welcome back to the first intermission. The ECHL handing out some awards this week. The one we've all heard about by now is Zach O'Brien, the ECHL Player of the Week. When you score as many goals as he has, that's not too shabby at all. Speaking of not too shabby, Jack Campbell, who's doing a pretty good job between the pipes for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Very much so.
He was named the ECHL Alumnus of the Month. He tended goal for the Idaho Steelheads. This league is so important when it comes to seasoning your goaltenders, because there are so many goalies that played in this league and made it to bigger things in the NHL.
I mean, one example that always jumps out to me is Braden Holtby. Won a Stanley Cup with the Washington Capitals.
That's right.
If you've heard of him. But he got his start in the ECHL. You see a lot of goalies who get their starts there who go on to be superstars in the NHL because, you know, it is important to have that feeder system because sometimes there's just not the space. And with goalies like that who are that talented, you want them playing as much as possible.
Exactly. You notice Darian Plouffe is back in the lineup. Good to have him back. But Nathan Knoll is out.
Yeah, a big loss for this Growlers team. I mean, Bill, we talked about him a lot in those 6 games in CBS. He was a force and a really good addition to that line with Marcus Power and Zach O'Brien because someone like Nathan Knoll, who was the first man in on the corner, first man in, he will go to the dirty areas, stand in front of the net, and he's exactly what someone like Marcus Power and Zach O'Brien would want with them on their line. He goes to the dirty areas, gets the puck for them, and then the boys make the magic happen. But definitely missing in this Growlers lineup. He's dealing with a finger injury that he sustained on the road trip.
Okay. Well, Eric Wellwood's doing a good job, head coach for the Newfoundland Growlers. Brian Rogers had a chance to chat with him earlier today on Rogers TV.
With Newfoundland Growlers head coach Eric Wellwood here at our first intermission on this Wednesday evening. And Eric, welcome home. I mean, you guys have been absolute road warriors, to say the least, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. But just to be back here, sleep in your own bed, get up in the morning and say, I'm going down to the Mary Brown Center. I don't have to go out to CBS, as great as it was, but I'm going to go a little closer. And then the boys are all going to join me, and it's the 1st of December. How about those feelings?
Yeah, it's been nice. You know, this morning I got up a little bit early. I was able to walk here, get a workout in, which I haven't been able to, obviously, being up in CBS. You know, I'm able to get my work done a lot quicker here now that I don't have to drive 30 minutes each way. So, you know, everybody seems to be happy. Obviously, it was a long road trip. I still don't really feel recovered, you know, getting home the other night at 4 a.m. and, you know, haven't really had a lot of rest yet. But, you know, I'm sure the boys are going to be ready to go and use the excitement tonight.
I can just imagine what the guys felt like when they piled onto that bus, leaving Worcester to head to Logan, knowing full well that they were going to get a chance to play at the Mary Brown Center on Wednesday. I know I, for one, would have been just so excited I might have wet my pants, but I know to a moment, just the feel of the guys this morning picking them up early, that they could not wait.
Yeah, definitely, and I think we're going to have to use that energy, you know, that excitement that they're going to have. You know, obviously, it was a great time at CBS. Everybody, the hosts, they were a great host. We got nothing but great things with their experience there, but, you know, it's a little bit nicer coming into our arena with everything set up. You know, they have all their amenities here, you know, and that goes a long way. You know, it seems like we've been on the road since the beginning of the season, so it finally feels like, you know, you're going to get the, you know, a little bit of home crowd behind you, so we're looking forward to it.
Yep, the boys got a lot of mileage on them, no question about that. So do I, for that matter, but it's just so great to have all the fellows back. You know, the strength of your hockey club obviously is depth. I mean, you can see that, but when you look at Keith being recalled by the Marlies and Evan stepping in and rattling off all those victories on the road and putting up some really good numbers, your depth has to make it a little easier for you and Nate and the coaching staff to sleep at night.
Oh, definitely. It's, you know, it's good and it's bad, because at times, you know, some guys aren't getting to play when they thoroughly deserve to play, and that's always the hardest point, or hardest thing with our job is, you know, healthy scratching somebody that deserves to play. But, you know, that's the luxury that we have as a staff and as a team, that we do have depth. And it seems like anytime we've had an injury or guys getting called up, somebody's been filling and stepping up into a bigger role, and, you know, doing a great job. And obviously you could tell with our success that we've had at the beginning of the season so far. You know, everybody seems to be able to contribute, and, you know, that's very difficult to play against, because we just roll our lines and it's next step, and it's very difficult for their team, you know, if they don't have as much depth as us to keep up.
Yeah, well, I look at your line combinations and I say they fluctuate a little bit, and that's a good thing as a coach, and you say, where can I pencil this guy in, and then boom, an instant success, it seems.
Yeah, I think it may be attributed to, you know, obviously our skill. Everybody seems to be able to fit in and play, you know, anywhere with anybody. Yeah. I think the way that we play our style of play, it's, you know, the lines are just at the start of the face-offs. Once the puck drops, it's F1, F2, F3. It doesn't really matter, if you were winger or center. And I think, since the guys have been playing that style for X amount of games now, everybody's comfortable playing in different positions and being in different scenarios around the ice, whether that's a winger now playing down low in the D zone or a defenseman being up in the rush, which I'm sure you've noticed. Everybody seems to be getting comfortable playing in different spots on the ice, and that was our intention, and the boys are picking it up.
Oh, that's fantastic. With Eric Wellwood, head coach of the Newfoundland Growlers, here in our first intermission. Well, I want to talk a little bit about Zach O'Brien, not to single him out, but I've always said it from day one. He's too good for this league. That's my own humble opinion, and I think he's proving it. But I don't think he had to prove it any more than what he did Sunday in Worcester.
No, that was a special performance that he had. 4 goals in one game, that's very difficult to do. I think that if it started to tie a franchise record, I'm not sure. I think that maybe that's what it is again. Now he's in the record books. He has 6 goals on the season, and very well could have 12, if not more. He's been playing fantastic for us. I think you're right, he's probably too good for this league. But he's a hometown guy that likes to play in front of his hometown fans. So, we're lucky to have him on our team. He's been doing fantastic, and hopefully he continues his success.
Yes, and indeed, and Marcus right there with them, leading the team with 7 goals heading into tonight's contest. Well, it's a nice thing, I guess, hey, when you see your young players being rewarded. Keith Petruzzelli gets recalled by the Toronto Marlies and pulls off an overtime victory over Cleveland last Sunday at the Coca-Cola Coliseum. That had to be a great feeling for you guys, knowing that Petro was in and he got the win, and then you guys were winning at the same time, because I'm sure everybody's following each other.
Oh, definitely. We were extremely happy with him getting his win. It's a big thing for him to do. Coming from our league to that, it's a big jump, and he did a fantastic job. We had Chizowski as well was called up in his first game, and he scored his first game. So, it seems like the guys that have come here and gone up, they seem to be performing extremely well, and we're proud of them, and that's our job. Our job is, I tell the guys I don't want to coach them, and that's because I want them moving up and moving on from our league, and the guys that have seem to have been performing at a high level when they get called up. So hopefully that can continue.
That's a fantastic response, Eric Wellwood, and I love that too. If I were a player, that's what I want my coach to tell me. Get the heck out of here. I don't want to see your face anymore. With Eric Wellwood, I'm Brian Rogers. Now let's go back to the desk.
Thank you, Brian. What a great coach. Eric Wellwood with a great attitude. Look, boys, I like you. I love you. I don't want to coach you.
That was really interesting, and it's nice to hear a coach have that attitude and actually say it out loud. To just try and encouraging your players to make that jump to the next step, trying to put them in the right opportunities, to really show what they're made of and show how they can play in different scenarios. Really good to see.
Well, it's a talented squad, so hearing about one of our players being called up to the Marlies is really no surprise nowadays.
Not at all. And I mean, and that's one thing, Bill, that's really struck me about this Growlers team this year is we see these guys who step into the lineup going back to, Noel Hoffenmeyer, for example, on the blue line, Keith Petruzzelli, Ryan Chizowski, and the list goes on and on of guys who have been called up to the Marlies. Yet the Growlers keep finding a way to get the job done, whether it be home or on the road. They're finding a way to win. They're finding a way to battle through whatever adversity they face. And it just shows that, through the thick and the thin, this team can come together and find a way to get it done.
Well, what a luxury of riches when you can just throw any 4 lines out there and they're going to contribute.
Exactly. And the line combinations, they can kind of play with them each night, see who works with who. We see different line combos with this team each and every night. And, with different players in and out of the lineup, it really gives guys, again, like I said, different opportunities to play in different scenarios. And you can really see who fits where, and that's really important going into playoff time.
All right, we're going to take a little break here, and we'll be back as the first intermission continues on Rogers TV.
It all started when I racked up some serious debt. Interest payments were going up, creditors were calling. Janes and Noseworthy came up with a plan. Knowing that the phone was going to stop ringing and that I was not in this alone was a huge relief. Bankruptcy or a consumer proposal or whatever help you get is not the end. It's just the beginning. A chance to start again with knowledge and support and people in your corner. Are you ready? Get out of debt. It's okay.
Learn more about Leah's story at janesnoseworthy.ca.
If you want convenience, Marie's Money Mart is here for you. A one-stop shop for a variety of products, home-style breads, sandwiches, plus check out our freshly baked artisan breads and single-serve desserts exclusively at our in-store bakery on Frecker Drive. With 25 locations, wherever you go, there we are.
Ever wonder what to do with these guys? Well, if you're a professional bartender, you probably do. Hi, I'm Brian O'Connell. This fall on Rogers TV, we introduce you to Backyard Bartenders, where we bring in professional and amateur bartenders to make some wonderful drinks to bring your bartending abilities to the next level. Join me for Backyard Bartender this season on Rogers TV, and you'll find out exactly what to do with these guys.
All right, welcome back to the first intermission. As you just saw in the promo, a new backyard barbecue can be seen at 10 right after the Growlers game. Brian O'Connell, of course, hosting that. We both know Brian, super cool, nice guy. We had no idea he knew how to serve drinks, which makes us just love him even more. Right?
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Exactly. Now, following that, there'll be a new episode of Out of the Fog as well. So keep it here on Rogers TV after the game. Two other games that we're watching tonight, of course, involving North Division opponents, rivals of the Newfoundland Growlers. Maine is in Worcester tonight, and Trois-Rivières is on the road in sunny Florida. Pour them to take on the Everblades. All right, we're getting set to count down the minutes now to the second period. We're scoreless, of course. So, Ben Murphy, we ask you, what advice do you give the Newfoundland Growlers going into the second frame?
Honestly, Bill, it's keep the pedal down. Keep doing what you're doing. It really was, probably not the perfect first period for the Growlers. I'm sure they would have loved to get one on the board, but they did a lot of things right. One thing they need to keep doing, establishing that cycle game, like I've already said here tonight. When the Growlers are able to do that, they break down defenses, create more scoring chances. 13 shots on net in that first period alone. They need to keep piling the shots on Nagel if they want to get through. But one way to do that is more traffic in front of the net.
Right.
And that has been a success point for the Growlers. When they were struggling to find a way, start putting more bodies in front of the net, get a bounce here or there, just get that one on the board, and then really get things going. Traffic in front of Nagel, get bodies in front of him, take away his eyesight, and make things uncomfortable. That's how the Growlers are going to break through this period.
Well, that's how they got to the top of the standings so far. Great offense, great defense, and of course, goaltending really hasn't had a chance to shine yet this past period. Only 5 shots on goal, but there's no doubt Evan Cormier can do what he has to do.
Yeah, and a lot of those shots came early on in the first period. A lot of them were a bit more from the outside. Not any real tests early on, which I'm sure the Growlers are relatively happy with, but I'm sure Cormier would like a few more shots just to make sure he's good and comfortable in there, but he doesn't look like he's fighting any pucks so far in this one.
He'd much rather probably not want to face 13 shots like Pat Nagel has done, but the second period we'll see what goes down. Don't forget, the Newfoundland Growlers are back in action against these same Reading Royals at the Mary Brown Center coming up on Friday and Saturday. And Saturday, don't forget, it's the teddy bear toss.
Yes,
always a favorite. It's the only time of the year where you're allowed to throw things on the ice and not get kicked out.
And for charity.
That's the most important part, too. These stuffed animals will go to charity, not only to the charities here in the Avalon, but across the province. All right, we're going to throw it back now to Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts with the call with second period action on Rogers TV.
The Reading Royals, the Growlers in their blue jerseys, the first time they are debuting those ones, and they are back out onto the ice. Johnstone, O'Brien, Power, Pietronero and Kapchek, 20 minutes up. And the second period is underway. The face-off won back by the Royals. Inside their own zone, quickly out to center, touched in by Patrick Bycom. Behind the net, freed up by Johnstone, but that's a turnover. DeChera up top, a shot. That's going to be blocked in the slot by Johnstone, but the Royals sending it back to the line. That's going to be broken up, and now the Growlers have numbers. Carrying it away is Zach O'Brien. Cuts to the middle. His shot fired wide. Right wing corner, O'Brien works it back to the right point. Pietronero fakes it across. Kapchek now. Top of the left circle, back. A one-timer. That one redirected wide. Collecting it quickly is Marcus Power. Flipping it back up top to Pietronero. He'll go for a walk. Trying to center it there. It's off a body. Centered for O'Brien. Oh, and a save made by Nagel. The Growlers are buzzing here to start the second period. Oh, what a move there by Kapchek. Flings one in on goal off the blocker of Nagel. Someone without a stick down there. Centering feed, Marcus Power, and that's going to be stolen away by the defender without a stick. Nice job by Bycom to clear the zone.
Essentially some 5-on-4 hockey there for a moment.
Oh, and a great feed, and in come the Growlers on the right wing side. That errant stick there got in the way of Bobby Lynch. His pass is blocked away, and back to center ice to get it comes Pomerleau. Across and back to Pomerleau from James Melindy. Pomerleau Back to Melindy, who joins the rush, flipping it across on the right wing side. Centazzo, a high riser's off a stick and wide. Bobby Lynch trying to free it up, kept in at the line by Centazzo, spins off his man and centers it for Melindy. Side door, oh, Melindy. I think everyone in the building expected Miller to shoot that puck, but he dished it off. A nice pass, but didn't connect. Approaching the 2-minute mark here of the second period. Lynch steals it away from Ebbing. And back to Melindy, back up on the right wing side, too far for Lynch. Put right back in by the Royals as they complete a full line change. Behind the net, almost a turnover there. Caught up in some skates, Melindy able to pluck it away. And Darian Plouffe moves toward the line, had it stolen by Cressy. Back behind the cage, the Growlers ripped it free again. Long pass, delayed offside by Lynch there. Growlers tag up as the Royals work it back. Cressy into the right wing side, one touch to head, gets it back off a body. The Growlers trying to pick up. Allers puck left behind, they'll work it out to center ice. Back at center, Krokoff launches that one in behind the net. Right wing boards, Roth. He's won by Trent Bourque. Loose behind the net, Darian Plouffe frees it up for McCourt. Battle in the left wing corner, taken away by Braden Lowe. Back down low. Another battle there as McCourt has his man all tied up. Teixeira pulls it free. Back up top for Dominic Cormier. He'll walk the blue line, putting one in. Not one wide of the cage. Off the inboard, back up top for Krokoff. He'll fire that one wide. Right wing board. The Royals. Good puck possession here. Bykov tries to work around Bourque. Up top, Cormier. He lost control of it, and darting away is Darian Plouffe. Down the left wing side, pulls it away from Cormier. Puck left behind a drive there. What a one-timer by Bourque. That hard shot fought off by Nagel. Pietranero along the right wing boards. Centering feed there. Pietranero tried the shot. It got blocked away. Shots now 14-5 in favor of Newfoundland. Work back to the point. Pietranero again. Free for O'Brien, top of the right wing circle. He'll go into the corner. Bit of a sharp angle try there. That one off the inboards. And back at center ice. Brennan Kapchek drawing the attention of a couple of Royals. Frees it up instead for Pietranero. On the right wing side, that one received by Marcus Power off the backhand. Chipped in, left wing corner. Johnstone is there. Johnstone gets by his man with a sneaky move. Johnstone in on goal. That one rolled off the end of his stick, but a great effort. Stolen away by Reading. They've got a 3-on-2 back. In on the right wing side, Bykov. That was way offside. Unnoticed by the officials. Play continues. Penalty coming up instead on the Growlers. Up top. Top of the left wing circle. A drive over the net. Touched by O'Brien. So with 15:31 remaining here in the second period, the Growlers will be penalized for the second time tonight as Matteo Pietranero heads off for high sticking, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's what they're calling it here. And, you know, an opportunity for Reading to generate a shot on net. They haven't had that just yet this period, and we're 4.5 minutes into the period. So great work by Growlers defense, but Royals really looking to generate something here on their opportunity. But Growlers, of course, with that top-notch penalty kill in the league at 89.1%, at home 85%, and of course against the Royals it's about 66. Well, more than that now because they've already killed off one earlier today.
Face off to the right of Cormier. Stepping in for the face-off is Ty Pelton-Bice. One back by the Royals to Chara. Touched it free for McNally. Sent down low. Giving chase is Pomerleau. Into the corner, Pomerleau and Melindy. It's a lot of weight between those two big, tough defenders, but it comes up top for DeChara. DeChara fast up for McNally in a high slot. Back to Chara. Lets it fly. And Cormier watched it right into his pads. No rebound. 21 seconds gone off the man advantage.
Cormier able to read that the entire way in, but attributing a lot of that there to the Growlers penalty kill, able to keep everything outside, keeping lanes open so that Cormier can see everything coming.
Face off inside the Newfoundland zone. That was the first shot on goal for the Royals this period, is Ebbing to take the face off against Todd Skirving. So with it being the 1st of December, a lot of the buys, I think all the buys have actually gotten rid of their Movember mustaches, and I think we're all better off. Right hand side. Yes. Thank goodness.
Great.
No disrespect to it, but not my favorite look. Up top for McNally as the Royals continue to move the puck well here on this power play at the perimeter. Right-hand side to Chera, Skirving all over him. McNally cross to the left-hand side, the Royals. Walking into the left wing corner, Bykov. Ebbing helps it back to the line. Bykov back up top and across to Chera. High slot, McNally wide of the cage, bouncing puck off the end boards. That one whistled wide as well. Poke free by Bork in the right wing corner. Lunging to keep it pinned, it comes away. Centering feed, McNally in the slot. Touched back, and now we got a foot race for it. Skirving might get there. He's gonna get there. He'll put it on goal. Stopped by Nagel, forces him to hang on. Skirving already tied for the league lead in short-handed goals with 2. Looking for his 3rd here. The first one was into an empty net, but the second one was an absolute beauty on the road. That helped break the game open. But that was a great heads-up play.
Skirv, one of the top penalty killers for the Growlers, and for a reason. I mean, seeing that opportunity, knowing he could get to the puck, and he definitely looked up to see if he should take that a bit deeper, but why not draw the whistle, get a face-off, get a change?
Cleared away. The Royals, Malindi actually, he's going to clap that one into the offensive zone. Only 30 seconds left on the minor penalty to Matteo Pietranero. Good forecheck there by Darian Plouffe. Behind the net, the Royals emerge. Roth forced across the blue line now to center as Roth carries in. Left-hand side, he'll clear the zone. Right wing corner, giving chase is Malindi. That's taken. A nice pass by Plouffe from his knees. Found Lynch. He lost control of the puck. 5 seconds left on the minor penalty. Poke checked away at the line. Pietranero's back out onto the ice. Malindi almost able to steal that one away. He will push to center ice. Cross ice feed. And away come the Growlers onside. Marcus Power waits for his man to tag up. Redirected in front there by Plouffe. A great effort. But coming up empty-handed was Darian Plouffe as it's cleared away. And here come the Royals. Braden Lowe in over the line. Has some options. Put it in the skates of Chen. Comes away out of the corner. Taken by Marcus Power. Up comes O'Brien down the left wing, cuts back toward the middle, what a feed! Oh, but unable to connect on the pass was Johnstone. Getting it back, up top, a drive, wide. O'Brien off the end boards and back inside Newfoundland territory. 12:50 remains here in period number 2. 15-6 the shots for Newfoundland, but still looking for the first goal here tonight. Chipped away by Bork. Knocked off his stick, back into neutral ice. Great recovery by Johnstone. Gets it across, now McCourt for O'Brien. Oh boy, what a move. Denses it across and finds Johnstone. Now jumping in off the line as Bork wanted to shoot it. He's knocked into the left wing corner, but doing a great job protecting that puck. Pulled away, Cressy. Rolls it in deep. McCourt gives chase, he'll pin Chen against the end boards and pull the puck away, spinning away from Chen as well, leaving it back for Johnstone. He and McCourt, a little give and go as the pass finds O'Brien at center. O'Brien, he's being followed and watched all the way back inside his own zone, freeing it up for McCourt. Quick snap off the boards, Bykov holds it in. Right wing side, Bykov. He's bodied and watched closely by Marcus Power. Oh, and a big hit thrown by Bork down there is going to draw some attention and a penalty to boot. 11:45 to go here in the second period. Back-to-back penalties for the Growlers here as we take a short break. You're listening to Newfoundland Growlers hockey. No score and a Growlers penalty kill coming up right here on the Growlers Broadcast Network.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Kellyanne. Bill Hart and Ben Murphy here with you. This is definitely not what you want to see with the Newfoundland Growlers outplaying the Reading Royals easily, but when you're on the power play, and you're trying to kill a penalty, this is where things can turn very quickly.
Yeah, a little bit of penalty trouble for the Growlers so far here in this second period, but they do have the best penalty kill in the ECHL right now. They just showed why on that last penalty kill. Really did a good job at keeping pucks to the outside. We even saw Todd Skirving with a good scoring chance on that penalty kill. And as Chris Ballard mentioned, leading the league with 2 shorthanded goals so far this season. Growlers heading back to the PK now, but otherwise, Bill, that was pretty much a picture-perfect start to the second period.
Well, they're getting the shots on net. They just got to get them past Pat Nagel, which is proving to be a very, very difficult thing to do tonight.
And we know that in the last 2 times these teams have met so far this season, they've been 1-goal games. First game was 3-2 win for the Growlers. Second one, 2-1 in OT. So they've both been low scoring so far. So it's not a huge surprise to see this one scoreless halfway through the second period. But I still have that feeling that the Growlers are going to break through. And once they get one, those floodgates might open.
Well, first they have to kill off a penalty, and hopefully they can do that again here as we throw it back to Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts on Rogers TV.
Not getting an easy one past him.
Face off to the right of Evan Cormier. All the things we just said about Nagel could apply here as well, and that's a big save off a heavy shot from DeChara. At the line, McNally. DeChara lets it fly again, and this one well wide of the cage, collected in by Kapchek. He'll free it up for Skirving, who wastes no time rolling this one the length of the ice. 11.5 to play here in the second period, no score. 1:40 left on the penalty to Bork. Here come the Royals at center. Bykov, a nice one-touch back. Cross on the left wing side, Morrison. It's Skirving all over him, snuck away from him. Morrison into the left wing corner. Back up top, Bykov to McNally. Back for Bykov, poke checked off his stick, held at the line by McNally. Those two continue their game of give and go. Left wing corner, that pass off the mark. The Growlers get to it. Kapchek frees it up, and the Growlers may start a little rush here. Here's Todd Skirving. What a move. He lost his footing, trying to get in over the line.
No, there was definitely a stick in play there. That's why we're hearing that from the crowd, and Growlers bench as well, not too impressed with that missed call.
Good eye. Growlers fighting to get it back. Pietranero rushing to that loose puck. DeChara. He fell down in no man's land there and got up in time to free up the puck. Right wing corner. Pietranero works it free to the opposite side, and Isaac Johnson clears the zone. Only 40 seconds left here on the penalty to Trent Bork. Approaching the halfway point of the period, cleared away off the stick of Nagel. Jumping in to try and free it up there was Isaac Johnson. Now they got to hurry back. A 3-on-2 rush. Braden Lowe cuts to the backhand. He's bodied by Melindy down to the right wing corner. Puck is loose. Behind the net for Darian Plouffe. 17 seconds to go on this kill, but held in at the line by the Royals. Sent behind the net. Pomerleau gives chase. Reads it perfectly. Off the glass. That gets out. Darian Plouffe trying to track it down. That one knocked away. 2 seconds to go. Here comes Bork. The Growlers penalty kill remains perfect here this evening as Dominic Cormier clears it in behind Evan Cormier. Growlers trying to get it out of their own zone. Melindy winds up Braden Lowe, left the puck behind. Melindy scoops it up. Plouffe behind the back, one touch free, now a one-on-one. It's Isaac Johnson spinning away from trouble, waiting for the Growlers to complete a line change. His pass is off the mark. 9:15 to go here in the second period, still no score. Nice hit by Pomerleau there at the line. Sent in though by the Royals. Oh, and a high stick. That's gonna clip Bork in the face. His reaction was very quick there. So a penalty coming up to the Royals here as Bork is checking for blood. And I don't think so this time. 2 minutes it is, high sticking for Cam Strong. So the Growlers back to the power play here, and eventually something's got to give, Kellyanne.
They got to get something past Redding's penalty kill here. I mean, I think this will be the 5th power play in as many competitions as we've seen against these two teams. And, you know, Royals penalty kill against them 100%. So looking to crack that egg.
Centazzo, Power, O'Brien, Green, and Kapchek. And for those of you on Mixler, you'll hear from Marcus Power in our second intermission. Unable to win that draw, though, is Marcus Power. And the Growlers will be forced to retreat to their own zone to start this rush off a clear by Redding. Under 9 minutes to play in the second period. Brennan Kapchek. Beautiful feed ahead for Centazzo, streaking down the left wing. Hands it back, Marcus Power. Jumping in to hold the line. Oh, they're going to say offside.
That's a tough call there. There's a few of them now that we've seen that, you know, you probably could debate it just a little bit, but...
And we will.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
We're pretty well on the line there.
Pretty much exactly lined up with the offensive zone blue line. You're absolutely right. Gordy Green in for the face-off. Same unit out there for Newfoundland. One back by Redding, and again, they're going to force the Dogs to play fetch. Leaving this one behind Cormier for Kapchek. Kapchek, the old behind the back for O'Brien. He'll hit center, handing it off to Power on the left wing. Back to O'Brien. That one hopped away and held in at the line by Kapchek. Beautiful play. Marcus Power spins it free for Centazzo and back up for Kapchek. Now to the right wing side. O'Brien into the slot. Gordy Green. Green up top. Power gets it back from Kapchek down low. In front of the net is Gordy Green, and a huge point-blank save made by Nagel. There's Centazzo pulling it loose for Green in the left wing corner. Back up top, Marcus Power. 50 seconds left on the power play. What a feed. O'Brien fakes it in, and 2 tries as Zach O'Brien and Marcus Power both stoned by Nagel.
Gordy Green in front there as well, had all the time in the world, and you know, right move to make, trying to go across the crease and upstairs, but Nagel tracking that the entire way, just as he did these last 2 shots there from Zach O'Brien and Marcus Power. So, you know, it's going to be a tough one to crack here. I think they're going to have to throw quite a bit on net, and essentially when Nagel goes down, have to try to go upstairs. But with the traffic that's being held in front by Reading, that, you know, easier said than done.
Face off one by Newfoundland. Pelton Weiss top of the left wing circle, lets it fly, a rebound, and that hit the goalpost. They score! It pinballs in, and it's Bobby Lynch getting the Growlers on the board. 1-0, a power play goal. 7:41 left in the second period.
Exactly what the Growlers needed to happen there. It wasn't going to be a pretty goal, that first one. We knew that, especially with Nagel in net, but you keep throwing the puck on net, eventually it's going to go in, and we're seeing the results of that here now, as well as the Growlers finding some traction on the power play against the Royals the first time this season.
Gotta love that. Streak setters and streak breakers here, this Newfoundland Growlers club. I'm still not confident I know exactly how that one got in. It was a pinball effort, to be sure, and ooh, hit high right off the draw as Riley McCourt checking for blood, staring daggers into the official, but no call to be made. Just now picking himself up, but the Growlers buzzing still in the offensive zone. Bork into the left wing corner. Centering effort blocked by Braden Lowe. Those two collide. Trying to free it up now with his skates is Bork. He will free it up, but it's taken by Cormier. He'll play it ahead. A 2-on-2 run for the Royals into the slot. That's going to be poked off the stick of Pritchard, trying to wrap it around. They score.
That one, a tough one there, is of course Reading's all the way back into the net over top of Cormier. There's no way Cormier can move at all to even attempt to keep that one out there. So wondering if we're gonna, no one debating it just yet, but it,
well, there will be no video replay in the building just yet. So really nothing much to contest on this one. I mean, aside from the missed penalty, that was a hit to the head of Riley McCourt. Yeah. That I'm sure Eric Wellwood will be bringing that up.
Oh, I'm sure there's a few things. This last goal intended there as well. I mean, goalie interference all the way.
Cross ice. Growlers looking to just get it back, but offside on the play. 6:57 remains here in the second period. A quick response by Reading. Inside a minute.
Just their fourth shot on net this period as well, and so really trying to pull the momentum back into their favor, but I don't know if that really drew any momentum away from the Growlers at this point just yet.
Face off outside the offensive zone blue line. 1 for 3 on the power play of the Growlers. 20-9. Richard gets the goal now. In come the Royals again. No way this is gonna count.
Few of the Royals players here really trying to celebrate what I'm definitely calling a non-goal.
Absolutely. They're actually celebrating at their own bench as well, which...
There was a tactic I was always taught in minor hockey, was that if you think it's a goal, you celebrate it, you line up at center ice until the ref gets mad enough that you're either going to get a penalty for not lining up to the left or right of the goaltender. And you know what? It might have worked once or twice.
Are we going back to center ice? There's no way.
I think referees are going to chat over this one. You know, when I mentioned that tactic, I didn't mean that needed to happen here now.
Right. 6:48 left in the second period. A big huddle over this one. The play was dead. The net was way off.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, this should be, of course it's no goal.
I don't know why we're even debating it, but apparently we did.
And somehow Kirk McDonald still requires an explanation. I'll handle this one. You see, sir, when the net is off its pegs and you put it in, that's no count. Oh.
He's still debating it, but I mean, if that's what you got to do against the Growlers at this point to try to get up
I
the
mean,
leg,
yeah, shoot your shot.
It can't hurt.
Absolutely it can. Funny couple of plays and moments here in the second period.
Interesting second half of the second period, that's for sure.
Now, I understand there's some limitations even to the net being knocked off. I'm not ignorant to that. If it's knocked off inadvertently or something to that effect, but like the goalie was basically...
Oh, but that wasn't Cormier lifting the net off of its pegs.
No.
I mean, that was full 3 players into it, and not just all Growlers at that point either. But there was that time, it was just a few years ago, I'm going to say 6 years ago, where we saw a lot of that happening, goalies lifting them off and saying, like, nah, I'm not taking a 2-1-0.
That's true. Which goalie was that?
There was one at the University of Calgary.
Oh, okay.
I remember that.
I can remember one. I don't think it was the NHL, but I think it was the American Hockey League.
It was the AHL, yeah.
And I remember the goalie basically turned around in his crease and yeeted the net off its pegs.
He didn't just lift it off and it went.
Was that Mike McKenna, or am I wanting to believe
I'm going to have to look this up at this point.
Oh, I almost don't want you to tell me if you find it. I want to remember and then text you in the middle of the night when I do. I'm not going to do that either way. Face-off will come to the right of Cormier. Oh, we can really hear the crowd up here.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
They're not too impressed with how long this has taken to explain the non-goal.
I mean, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I just didn't see it. Not that I'm an expert by any means. I'm no head coach, but play will continue here. We're still tied at 1. Behind the net, Mark Johnstone gets it inside his own zone. 6:40 remains in the period, and here come the Growlers, maybe with numbers as O'Brien. He's all alone. In on a break, he scores! Top corner, that one's gonna count. 2-1 Newfoundland.
No question there about that one whatsoever. Zach O'Brien finally figuring out the upstairs on Nagel, and I mean, it blockers glove side at that point, and a beauty of a goal. Zach O'Brien continuing to extend his point streak throughout this season at this point. I mean, the guy's only gone 6 games without a point through 16 games now. Pretty insane.
6:34 left. What a feed, and O'Brien legged it out. Here come the Growlers looking for another one here. 3 goals in the period. Here's the goal call. Zach O'Brien. Matteo Pietranero gets the only assist on the play. And what a pass it was from Pietranero. And I have to give a shout out to Ryan Howell, who's tuned in, who messaged me to say it was David Leggio. That is the name I'm remembering, as the Growlers swooping in. Another one wide of the cage. Kapchek goes for a skate, finds a lane, and dropped a man in the process as well. The Growlers free it up at the point. Back at the line is Bork. Bork, high slot for O'Brien. In on goal, that one just wide. Right wing corner, 5:35 to go now in the second period. The Growlers have scored twice. Loose puck kept alive temporarily by Lynch. Knocked off his stick. Cleared away by Chen. 21-9 the shots. What a pass there. That's off a stick, no icing. Nagel out of his cage, plays it ahead. Bykov, a dangerous pass, but it worked. Left-hand side, Melindy knocks his man off stride. Great reaching effort there by Trent Bork, freeing it back for Melindy, knocking it away from a fellow with pretty big reach in Braden Lowe. Right-hand side, comes in, held in at the line. That'll be gloved by Bykov. Centering feet, nice pass. All the way into the slot, it pinballed off a leg and line. Right wing corner. Richard, soft shot, in on goal. Caught up in the paraphernalia of Braden Lowe and poked to center ice. Glove down, knocked by Centazzo. He'll retreat into neutral ice. The Growlers tag up, and quickly in after the puck in the right wing corner is Gordy Green. He'll free it up for Lynch. Lynch walks the boards, leaves it for Pomerleau. Rolling puck. He'll still manage it across to Pietranero and down into the corner for Darian Plouffe. Plouffe had to battle for his puck. He'll get it back up to Pietranero. Pietranero, what a skater. Right-hand side up for Gordy Green, high slot. Across to Pomerleau. Back for Green. 4:10 to go here in the period. Gordy Green back up again. And across to Pietranero. That pass off his stick. He'll collide down there with Teixeira as Green gets it back for Pomerleau. 4 minutes to go now in the period. Darian Plouffe, he's corkscrewed into the ice. The Growlers get it back. Pomerleau has it pinned at center. Advances it for Gordy Green, but he lost the handle. Pietranero gets it back. In over the line. Dances by his man, Ebbing. Kind of stuck his rear end into him there. That's a legal check as the Royals come back at center. Ebbing gets it across, and in they come on the left-hand side. That's Garrett Cecile rolling it in behind the net. Picked back up by Pietranero, off a glove though, and taken back by the Royals. Right down Main Street, in on a breakaway, and it's just off the outside of the glove, but comes right back out in front, and another save by Cormier.
Don't think Evan Cormier was too stressed about that breakaway there. He seemed pretty relaxed. Easy save for him, but then that second shot, I think, generating maybe just an ounce of panic a little bit. The Growlers really having to clear the front of the net pretty quickly after that.
3:14 to go in the second period. The Growlers have scored twice in, well, actually both teams scoring in the span of under 2 minutes. All of their goals thus far here tonight. Bobby Lynch's second from Johnstone and Johnson. That was a power play goal at 12:19. Then at 12:56, Jacob Pritchard from Dominic Cormier. And then at
Woo, what a period.
Just like that, 3 goals on the board.
That's right. Newfoundland Growlers up 2-1 over the Reading Royals. Even Cormier finally getting some action in the game. You thought maybe he was taking a nap, just waiting for something to happen. Well, it did. We'll have some highlights coming up during the second intermission for sure. But your thoughts on what you've seen so far?
Bill, pretty much exactly what we were expecting.
Yeah.
A really fast start from the Growlers in that second period, pouring the shots on net, getting lots of scoring chances. And it was a really ugly one to get the Growlers on the board first, but that one did certainly open the floodgates. 2 more goals in the 2 minutes to follow, but we saw the Zach O'Brien we know and love there in the second period.
Man.
What a shot, what a snipe to put the Growlers up 2-1.
Yeah.
That puts him now on a 5-game point streak, 6 goals and 6 assists in his last 5 games.
I know it's way too early even to think about it, but come on, MVP consideration already?
Early candidate.
Of course, that's right. All right, throwing it back now to Chris and Kellyanne as the second period continues on Rogers TV.
bit of a shake-up in D pairs, I've noticed. Normally, Kapchek and Pietranero have been the 1-2 punch on the offensive side of things for these Blue Liners.
It might be that they both move the puck so much up front. You really can't risk having two offensive defensemen together.
And no wonder I thought Bork has been playing an excellent game tonight as well. Maybe he's gotten an extra couple of shifts up top with Kapchek, but they look great here out tonight. Nice feed through the middle of the Growlers, in over the line onside. At the line is Marcus Power. All the way back to the point for Johnstone, under 3 minutes to play in the period. Kapchek leaves it back up top. Bork. Cross ice to O'Brien, left wing side. O'Brien, a sneaky shot there. That one off the goal stick. Kept in. Another one sifted in on goal, this time by Marcus Power. That one fought off. Pomerleau's out there now, battling to free it up. He'll get control. Centering feed there. O'Brien knocked away from him. The left wing corner. Toward the line, it gets by Pomerleau and out to center. Back to retrieve it is Trent Bork. Bork. Into the shin pads of Power. He'll free it for Pomerleau. A beautiful backhand feed in over the line. That stays onside. Marcus Power. His shot snared by Nagel. Not the most confident save we've seen out of Nagel here tonight, but he knew he had it as a part of his paraphernalia. 2:05 left in the period. 2-1 Newfoundland.
That one looking like it caught just inside of his elbow there, which might have made him just a little bit uneasy, not having the security of it being in his glove, having to hold it a bit tighter to the body, but nonetheless keeping that one out, keeping the Growlers lead to just 1.
The Royals win the draw inside their own zone. Lynch flipped it into the air. Sorry, no, that wouldn't make sense. Right wing side, a big hit thrown by Pomerleau. Puck comes out the other side, and Bobby Lynch moves it free, and away comes Pelton Bice, gliding in over center. Into the slot, had it knocked off his stick, and now looking to counter back is Bykov for Reading. A give and go, now it's Pritchard. His shot fired wide. That puck took a roll along the dasher board. Oren Centazzo, nice move, but he can't get it out. It's gonna come to the line, it'll get to center ice. 90 seconds left in the period. Pritchard had that knocked away as well by Centazzo. Already I can see improvements on the defensive side of the puck from Oren Centazzo. And here's a nice pass from Lynch. Pelton Bice into the high slot. That one's knocked away, but right back onto the tape of Centazzo. Flipped Lynch. Tried to find Centazzo, cutting in again. That one's knocked away with 1 minute to go in the second. In over the line. The Growlers are going to pick it up behind their own net. Dangerous looking play there for a moment, but it's going to be kept in by the Royals. Right wing corner. Morrison had his pocket picked, and away comes Gordy Green with speed, trying to go wide around McNally. In toward the cage, trying to find Skirving. That play I've seen once or twice before. Nice run at center ice as Isaac Johnson puts Morrison on his backside. 30 seconds to go in the period. At center, the Growlers looking for an insurance goal here. Nice call by the officials. That's indeed an offside against Newfoundland.
With just 24 seconds to go here, Growlers really finding a lot more momentum here, putting a lot more on net with Nagel, feeling a little uneasy, I think, after that last save there inside of his elbow, and we're seeing a few opportunities looking for that cross-ice pass to that winger coming in through the circles. We've seen it, they've been trying to do it with the backhand pass through the center, but now looking for Centazzo most of the time they're coming down.
Skirving wins the draw back. Gordy Green gets it in deep, chipping it by Drake. Left wing corner, Drake looks to turn it back quickly. Enough time for one more rush on either side here, but the Growlers say, I don't think so. We're going to hold this zone. Skirving, he's guided into the corner. 6 seconds to go. Scrum along the left wing boards. Isaac Johnson, Todd Skirving looking to free it up, and they're going to run out of time. Gotta love the effort from Skirving, trying to get that last second shot off. 3 goals in the period, but 2 for the good guys. Bobby Lynch and Zach O'Brien light the lamp for Newfoundland, and what a goal on the breakaway from Zach O'Brien. That'll give the Growlers a 2-1 lead after 40 minutes.
We talked about it in their last homestand of Zach O'Brien really looking for that goal to open up the floodgates. We know he definitely did that on the road there, especially in the last game. I mean, no question about it, 4 goals. I mean, you know the floodgates are open, and we're seeing that continue to translate here tonight. That breakaway goal was just absolutely beautiful. Seeing that top shelf the whole way through, no question.
We'll step away for a short break. Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts will be right back with your second period summary and your entire third period right here on the Growlers Broadcast Network.
All right, thank you guys. Bill Hart and Ben Dropkick Murphy here for the second intermission. As we alluded to during the last timeout, that was a pretty good period.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much exactly what the Growlers were looking for in that one. Shots 25-11 after the second period in favor of the Growlers. They came out flying. They poured it on. Lots of good scoring chances. They buried 2. First one was ugly, but the second one from Zach O'Brien there, that was a thing of beauty. A beautiful pass from Matteo Petronero on that one as well to see Zach heading up ice. But the Growlers did give up one. That one was a pretty bad bounce as well. McCourt ended up kind of pushing the Reading player into Cormier a little bit. Really not much you could do on that one.
Well, let's check out some of those highlights in case you missed them. We'll start with a scoring chance for Newfoundland early in this second period.
And this is where things really all kicked off here. Kapchak made a great play at the blue line to keep the puck in there, and that's when the Growlers really were able to generate some opportunities. Gordy Green had a great chance in front of the net, and it was right before this then all the goals started to kick off. The Growlers were laying the pressure on, and then it was shortly after that Bobby Lynch was able to find the back of the net on a pretty interesting goal.
All right, let's show you this goal here, and take note of Lynch's reaction after that goal was scored, okay? Check this out. Just try to follow the bouncing puck.
We were kind of lost on this one, too. Got up, down, and around, and over, and then it seemed like Nagel ended up maybe tapping that one in himself one way or another, but hey, you'll take it. You'll take him in any way you can get him. That's Bobby Lynch's second as a Newfoundland Growler on the season. Probably not the nicest goal he's ever scored, but hey, you'll take it. They all look the same on the scoreboard.
His reaction slays me. All right? Whenever I played minor hockey as a kid in Corner Brook, that's how I react. Billy, you scored. I did?
In off the butt, in off the skate, something like that.
Exactly. That's how it happened. But, you know, that one goal lead didn't last long because 37 seconds later, Reading made it 1-1.
Yeah, it was a more of an unfortunate bounce here than anything. The Reading player kind of ends up getting a little bit pushed into the net there by McCourt back on the blue line for the Growlers. Cormier gets a little caught up. Really not much he can do on that one. Reading is able to knock an ugly one in, but not much to worry about for the Growlers there on that one. Those are kind of just those write-off goals. They happen. You try to shake them off quickly and get back to their game because, you know, that's probably one of the only mistakes the Growlers made in that period.
All right, well, we saw the bad. We saw the ugly. Here's the good. Check out this one from Zach O'Brien.
And this one all starts. Just a nice effort from Marcus Power right there, right on the blue line to get it out to the middle, and boom, Mateo Petronero fires it up the ice to Zach O'Brien. He had his eyes on that top right corner as soon as he crossed the blue line, and he put it right up there. That's Zach O'Brien's seventh goal now on the season, I believe, and 6 goals, 6 assists in his 5-game point.
I could watch that goal over and over again, and you know he keeps scoring goals like that all the time. It's almost a guarantee that anytime you drop by the Mary Brown Center to watch the Growlers play, you're going to see a goal just like that. Now we've been talking about Pat Nagel all night, the goalie for the Reading Royals, who's been keeping the team in this game. But let's give kudos to Evan Cormier, who has been experiencing a few pucks himself this period.
Yeah, and it's interesting because Cormier he could go 3 or 4 minutes without even really seeing a shot on net. And then he might get a quick flurry. We saw him make some brilliant saves late in that period when he was finally tested. The Reading poured on some offense, bad rebound. He made the nice stop on that quick half breakaway. Puck pops back out, and he gets right in place. He's right in position to take that one pretty much just square in the chest. He holds onto it and is able to settle the play down. Cormier looks dialed in.
All right, it's 2-1 for the Newfoundland Growlers after 2 periods of play. Stick around, we're going to check some scores from around the league, and Brian Rogers is going to be chatting with Zach O'Brien coming up as the second intermission continues on Rogers TV.
Interest payments were going up. Creditors were calling. I finally realized I needed help. The people at James & Noseworthy really took care of me, and I'm glad I chose a local solution. I felt like they understood me better. Getting help with my debt has given me the energy, the headspace, and the time to make my dreams come true. A chance to start again with knowledge, support, and people in your corner. Are you looking for that kind of help? It's okay.
Learn more about Leah's story at janesnoseworthy.ca.
If you want convenience, Marie's Money Mart is here for you. A one-stop shop for a variety of products, home-style breads, sandwiches, plus check out our freshly baked artisan breads and single-serve desserts exclusively at our in-store bakery on Frecker Drive. With 25 locations, wherever you go, there we are.
I'm Darren Hand. Please join me for Pocket Universe. On this show, we'll showcase artists, cosplayers, gamers, and discuss all topics of sci-fi, horror, and fantasy in Newfoundland and Labrador. This place is teeming with creative people who love to talk about their passion. That's Pocket Universe, Wednesdays, 8:30 p.m., only on Rogers TV.
All right, welcome back to the second intermission. We're keeping an eye on other teams in the North Division that are seeing some action tonight. Just getting underway as we speak. Maine Mariners are in Worcester to take on the Railers. We mentioned this team before. We've seen them in CBS. A great team. It's hard to believe they are in last place in their division. This team is much better than that. And Trois Rivières, even at 7-7 on the year, looking to go over 500 with a game against the Florida Everblades in Florida. This game is going to start up in about half an hour's time. In the meantime, Brian Rogers chatting to a guy that we've mentioned many, many times, Zach O'Brien, and he was chatting with him on Rogers TV earlier this morning.
Thanks very much, gang. With Zach O'Brien of the Newfoundland Growlers here in our second intermission. Obi, it's got to be great to be home. You guys have been road warriors now since this season got underway, but you've done extremely well. But tell me about the feeling amongst the boys to be back in their own beds finally.
It feels amazing, to be honest. It's been a long start to the season, but like you said, we started off really well. We're 13-2, and I mean, it wasn't an ideal situation what we were dealing with, but I think at the end of the day, we built character from it, and we became closer as a team. Spending so much time on the road and stuff like that, we got to know each other really quickly. So that's the positive side, and our record's great, and we're just looking forward to getting going at home.
I got to be honest with you, I'm sure a lot of the guys, after a long travel day on Monday and into Tuesday, woke up this morning feeling like youngsters on Christmas morning. I know I did, and I'm 66, even though it was a midweek Wednesday in December the 1st. Just the fact we turned the calendar, and here we are.
Yeah, for sure. To wake up and come here this morning, it felt great. I would have played last night if we needed to. But yeah, no, it feels great to be home and to play in front of friends and family at our rink. It's going to be a great night. It feels like a second home opener, so the boys are really excited to get going.
Zach, we should thank Steve Bishop and his group out in CBS, though, at the CBS Arena in Kellaroo. They were fabulous hosts for us, no question about that. I know you guys enjoyed the smaller crowd, but they were rabid out there, and you can really feel the pulse of the fans, and you'll probably get 5 times that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love CBS. I mean, I think that was my first time in that rink to skate on. I think I might have played some ball hockey there, but like you said, the fans were great. The atmosphere was great. And it was a lot of fun to play there, but that being said, it's also great to be back here and have our dressing room and stuff like that, so it's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, no question about it. It is now the Mary Brown Center, but for this old guy, it'll always just feel like Mile 1, and that's no reflection on what Mary Browns have done, because we're glad to have them as corporate partners. Zach, congratulations. You were named the Glasgow ECHL Player of the Week for your performance in 3 road games on the weekend in Obi. I know you're a humble young man, but that had to feel good. I mean, 4 goals in 1 game. I've seen you do it at the minor league level many, many years ago, but I've never seen you score 4 in 1 game at the pros. Was that a first?
Yes, that was my first 4-goal pro game. I've had a few hat tricks in my career, but it felt good to get 4. Especially, I was kind of snake bitten at the start of the season. I was getting a lot of assists, but I was getting scoring chances that I normally put in that weren't going in. So to get a 4-goal game like that, it felt really great, and hopefully I can keep it rolling.
Well, congratulations, Zach. You had an assist as well for a 5-pointer, both Growler records individually. I know you guys went to Germany. When I say you guys, as Chris Ballard calls you, the Super Noofs. I know you're a little more humble than that, but you and Marcus went overseas to Germany. Tell me about the experience that you had and how much it means now to come back after having experienced that.
Well, we just feel lucky that we were able to play. We played 50 games each. I think he might have played 47 or 48, but to be able to play was huge. Taking a year off for us would have been really tough. But to go over there, it was definitely a lot different, but I mean, with COVID, we were in lockdown basically the whole time. So, I mean, we didn't get to experience a whole lot, like the view of Germany, but like I said, we were able to play, we were able to stay on the ice, and to be able to come home and play, we weren't sure if that was gonna happen or not. So we feel really blessed to be able to come home and play in front of friends and family, and for the team we want to play for. So we feel very lucky.
Well, I know Growler fans related when the news broke that you and Marcus were returning for yet another season. Of course, Mel comes back as well after entering the St. John's Regional Fire Department in the greatest shape he's ever been in, I got to say. At least I think so. I mean, he to a man would know, but he looks like he's leaner out there and quicker. Is that possible when you get older?
Yeah, I mean, Miller looks great. We seen him summer skates. He showed up to a summer skate, and it was good to see him. So I was like, is he getting back into it? No, but it's definitely very important to have Miller back. He's a captain. He's a leader of this group on and off the ice. He does so much for the team that a lot of people don't know about. And, I mean, he's also a great friend. So to have him here is huge for our team moving forward. And the young guys are really lucky to have a captain like that.
Yeah, no question. With Zach O'Brien of your Newfoundland Growlers taking on the Reading Royals in the first of 3 here tonight at Mary Brown Center. Zach, just want to talk a little bit about this hockey club. I look back at your championship team from 3 years ago. It seems like it was only yesterday, but man, I'll tell you what, you had that second year, you had a team that was right on, going for maybe another victory, and now look at this team, 13-2, heading into this game tonight, 9 consecutive road victories. series. The depth seems to be incredible here.
Yeah, we got another great team. All 3 years we've had great teams.
Yeah.
I feel like our team's a little younger this year. I don't know if that's correct, but I mean, I'm the second oldest on the team, so I hope we're a young team. But no, we definitely got a great group of guys from top to bottom, goaltending all the way through the lineup. We got a great group. At the start of the season, you never really know what the team's gonna be like. You can see it on paper, but I mean, so far it's been incredible. 13-2, and like you said, depth is a big thing for our team. You never know who's going to have a big night, and our D-core is so solid. They're very fun to play as a forward, you know, when they're back there, and both goalies have been unbelievable. So hopefully we can keep it rolling.
Well, Zach, thank you so much for joining us on our broadcast. Again, congratulations on that outstanding individual performance. I know you're a team guy, and you'll lead this team to bigger and better things as the season goes on. And also congratulations on wearing an A. You deserve it, pal. So go get him and continued success all season long.
Thanks, Roger. I appreciate it.
There's Zach O'Brien, no question, one of the best players in the ECHL. On a nightly basis, he'll prove it every single time.
Thank you, Brian. Okay, I'm going to say it. How much younger does Zach O'Brien look now that he shaved off that mustache?
It's funny. It probably takes about a good 6-7 years off him, for sure. Maybe even go as far as 10. But no, an interesting look. You're seeing a different look on a lot of the faces of these Growlers players as the Movember mustaches have now gone or probably down the drain in the trash. Ooh, Todd Skirving's is another one, the Skirv, which is one of my favorite Movember mustache styles. I hope it catches on.
Well, in November, the Newfoundland Growlers looked more like the cast of Reno 911 for a while there. But I don't know if it's catching on, but December Beard is now starting.
Yeah, and I would imagine we might see a bit of that. Todd Skirving knows how to grow a pretty quick beard. He's not the only player on that Growlers team who can do so. But the mustaches, they worked in the month of November. They got the job done.
I'll tell you this. If Zach O'Brien happens to go on a scoring slump, there will be riots demanding that he grows that stash back.
I know we're not here to talk mustaches, but Austin Matthews shaved his too.
Stop.
Yep. He raised enough money that he said if he raised to a point, he would shave it off at the end of November. Done. So we'll see.
What's the world coming to, people? What's the world coming to? All right, we're going to take a little break here in the second intermission, and we'll be back on Rogers TV.
It all started when I racked up some serious debt. Interest payments were going up, creditors were calling. Janes and Noseworthy came up with a plan. Knowing that the phone was going to stop ringing and that I was not in this alone was a huge relief. Bankruptcy or a consumer proposal or whatever help you get is not the end. It's just the beginning. A chance to start again with knowledge and support and people in your corner. Are you ready? Get out of debt. It's okay.
Learn more about Leah's story at janesnoseworthy.ca.
If you want convenience, Marie's Money Mart is here for you. A one-stop shop for a variety of products, home-style breads, sandwiches, plus check out our freshly baked artisan breads and single-serve desserts exclusively at our in-store bakery on Frecker Drive. With 25 locations, wherever you go, there we are.
We're here at the Rooms finishing our second season of Sharing Our Cultures. This is the place where you get to meet amazing individuals from diverse cultural backgrounds who are making significant contributions to our communities. Join us for Sharing Our Cultures on Rogers TV, Channel 9.
Welcome back to the second intermission on Rogers TV. Just a reminder, Brian O'Connell, a brand new backyard bartender, is going to be seen at 10 right after this Growlers game. And following that, a new episode of Out of the Fog. If you're just tuning in, of course, we're keeping an eye on the other North Division teams that are in action tonight. Maine and Worcester are early in the first period. And 12 Riviera is in Florida to take on the Everblades. And that's starting in about between 10 and 20 minutes from now.
The Newfoundland Growlers have had a pretty much picture-perfect start to this season, Bill. 13-2-0 in 15 games played. I'm glad you mentioned the Florida Everblades because the Growlers are in first place in the Eastern Conference. They're up by 5 points. And the second place team would be that Florida Everblades team. They have an 8-3, 2-3 record so far on the season. But it just goes to show how dominant the Growlers have been so far because Florida has been good. The Growlers are still 5 points up in the Eastern Conference. We look over to the North Division. It's Reading who's in second place, and the Growlers have 9 points up on them. Reading just just 6 wins so far this season. But they do deserve some credit. 4 overtime losses and 1 shootout loss. So a 6-4-4-1 record. But the Growlers, dominant so far.
4 overtime losses. And here's the thing, too. Anyone that looks at the North Division says, well, that's why the Newfoundland Growlers are doing so good. They're playing against all these weak teams. Well, we beg to differ. We have seen, like we mentioned earlier in this broadcast, the Worcester Railers, who are in last place, they looked great in CBS when they were playing here. They even beat the Newfoundland Growlers.
Absolutely. And then you see, you know, the 6-0 beating that the Growlers laid on Worcester there last weekend. But it seems like some of these teams in the North Division are just struggling early on. I mean, this Reading team here, they've only won 1 of their last 6. And that's still good enough for second in the division. But, you know, 1 in their last 6. But when you factor in stuff like 4 overtime losses, a shootout loss, you know, 1 bounce, and those 1-point games turned into 2-point games. And then the stats look and the standings look quite different. So I think this division is going to get better throughout the season. I think it's going to be a lot tighter. I don't think the Growlers will completely run away with it like we've seen so far early on. But it just goes to show how good this team is from top to bottom.
Yeah, it definitely is. All right, don't forget, of course, the Newfoundland Growlers 6-game homestand starts tonight, and the next 2 games after this will be against the same Reading Royals. Friday night, of course, you can get your tickets at the, I almost said the Mile 1 Center box office, the Mary Brown's Center box office. And families, don't forget to get your tickets for Saturday night because it's the annual Teddy Bear Toss. And all these teddy bears are going to be thrown onto the ice, and will be donated to charities not only across the Avalon, but across the province as well. Newfoundland and Labrador. All right, so we're getting things ready now for start of third period play. Growlers up 2-1, and we throw it back to Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts on Rogers TV.
Johnstone, Kapchek, and Pietranero back out onto the ice.
Their third period is something that, you know, on the road here, they really started to find a groove with. They really developed at home. Previous to that, it was kind of their make or break, and often we were seeing them kind of back off a little bit, but that's not the case now.
Sure not. This team has certainly gelled together in a big way on the road, and this third period is underway. Face-off won by the Royals as Drake sends it in. Behind the net, Pietranero rolled off the backhand of his stick, kept the line, but it bounces right to Kapchek. What a feed ahead to O'Brien. Weaves in, finds some room along the right-hand side. He's finally knocked off the puck as the Royals move it ahead off the stick of Johnstone, and DeChera into the offensive zone, left it behind. The Growlers locate, stolen right back away. Centering feed is stolen back. A great play by Johnstone, and now Kapchek in over the line. O'Brien in power. Crisscrossing into the offensive zone. DeChera gets his stick in, though, breaks up that opportunity. And the Growlers peel back. All but Mark Johnstone. He stays all over Morrison, trying to weave his way into the offensive zone. And here's Thomas Ebbing. Look at the poke check there from Trent Bourque, knocking him away. Closing an edge down there is Ebbing. Ringed around the end board. Cecile holds the line nicely for the Royals. Gets to the line, though. Good active stick to push it back to neutral ice. Stolen by Ty Pelton-Bice. He's on a partial breakaway. Scores! Low on the glove hand side. 3-1 Growlers. Only a minute and 9 seconds into the third period. What a heads-up play by Ty Pelton-Bice.
Pokes that puck away as he's streaming in there. I think Nagel thinking he had clubbed with the puck a little bit as he tried to prepare, but, you know, just that split second was when the Pelton-Bice took the opportunity to put that one right past Nagel as he just wasn't quite ready for it, thinking that, you know, the puck had bubbled just a little bit.
His second of the season for Ty Pelton-Bice. That's how you want to start a period, folks. It's 3-1 Newfoundland. Back at center. Skirving wins it back for Riley McCourt. Flips a backhand into the air. And in behind the Reading goal line, but Dominic Cormier looks to move it ahead quickly. Nice job by Gordy Green. Here's the goal call. He said unassisted. Wasn't that set up by a really nice pass, though? No,
he poke checked it right here on the blue.
All by himself, Ty Pelton-Bice. Here's Krokock, though, in the Reading side. That one through the blue paint and out the other side. Snap down low behind the net. Racing to that puck is Isaac Johnson. He'll free it up. Bit of a bouncer. And Todd Skirving's there to settle it. And he'll charge ahead at center. Over the line a little too fast was Gordy Green, offside on Newfoundland.
Tried to stretch his leg out there, but not quite enough.
18:08 remains here in the third period. The Growlers have struck back with their third of the game. A little third period breathing room thanks to Ty Pelton-Bice.
Great heads-up play there, too, as well, seeing that majority of Reading had already tried to move into the offensive zone, waiting for that puck to go with it, but not past Pelton-Bice as he poke-checked that one.
Face-off one back by Newfoundland. Played ahead at center, but gloved down by Chen. The Royals forced to backpedal. Inside their own line, McNally now on the left-hand side, off the stick of Roth and in deep. Out of his cage, Cormier leaves this one for Pomerleau. Got a little cute with that one, chipped it free, but stolen right back by the Growlers. They'll send it to center ice. Launching this one right back in is McNally behind the net, now along the right wing boards. Pomerleau, he and Johnstone, good luck stealing from one of those two, especially when they're working together. Three bodies tumbling behind the Newfoundland goal, including a pair of Royals, and the Growlers look to counter back. Melindy chipped it in deep. He's going to give chase himself in off the blue line. Gabe Nagel, a pretty hard whack on the stick there as well as the Royals counter. Braden Lowe, good stick there by Pelton-Bice. And now Kapchek leads a charge, a 2-on-2. He's got O'Brien with it. Kapchek spins away from trouble along the boards and behind the net for Zach O'Brien. He was waiting for that one. Also waiting for the one-timer there was Centazzo. That one wide of the cage. Pelton-Bice back out in front. Oh, and Zach O'Brien, rather, had another good look there. And that one missed wide and ends up all the way back inside the Newfoundland zone. Brendan Kapchek tried to toe drag around his man. That didn't connect, but now trying to steal it back. Braden Lowe behind the net. Two Growlers all over him, including Ty Pelton-Bice. Stolen by Centazzo. He's knocked to the ice still. What a job by Centazzo to protect the puck and poke check it into open ice. Kapchek up through the middle. What a feed. Here comes Centazzo. Drop for Lynch. Oh, what a pass across for Pelton-Bice. A good looking play, but unable to connect on the goal was Pelton-Bice. Back the other way, the Royals clear the zone. Behind the net, Cormier has a look over both shoulders. Plays it for Bourque. His pass out to center. Got the members bounce there to Todd Skirving as he was able to get it in deep. Rolls into the right wing corner. Look at the wheels on Darian Plouffe. He is so good at helping keep the puck in the offensive zone, and Bourque holds the line. There's a shot. They score! Redirected in front. I think Todd Skirving's gonna get credit. 4-1 Growlers.
Riley McCourt with that heads-up play. They're moving that puck on net real quick, but Todd Skirving putting the body in front, taking away the eyes from Nagel, and able to redirect that one right past to give the Growlers an even bigger lead here, extending that to 3 goals as the Growlers go up 4-1.
What a start to this third period. Todd Skirving, he'll get credit for this one for Newfoundland. Already his third of the year in just his 14th game. Normally known as a bit of a, I don't know, it's almost unfair to call Skirvs a grinder.
No, I don't think that's unfair. He is a grinder. He's a hard worker. He's in the corners, a lot of second efforts. He's someone who doesn't give up on the puck.
He has so much more to offer than a stereotypical grinder as the Royals look to counterpack that one over the cage.
I mean, not to take discredit from grinders at all. I mean, I think they're so invaluable to the game. I mean, one that I think of off the top of my head who's a big-time grinder, and we've seen it World Juniors, now with the New Jersey Devils, Dawson Mercer.
Great point.
I mean, he is a guy who gets in the corners. He does not give up on the puck. He's all over the ice. And I think we're seeing a lot of that.
That's a great point. And I think a grinder doesn't have to be a mutually exclusive term. I think a grinder, you could be a skill grinder like Dawson Mercer.
Absolutely.
That's a great point. McNally trying to center that one. That's going to be poked free by O'Brien. Ahead for James Melindy in a backhand play into the offensive zone. Trying to track it down was Marcus Power, but it's just out of his reach for an icing.
It's something we're seeing a lot from the Growlers here at the beginning of this third period, and not that we didn't see it in the first and second, but just a few more examples of it. Is that second effort. I mean, Oren Centazzo behind when he fell down there, did not give up on the puck, got that moving. Todd Skirving, we've seen it over the ice now. Riley McCourt keeping it on the inside there. That was pretty well going out.
And this is kind of exactly what we talked about, too, with the Growlers. the third period has become such a weapon for them. We're not to 5 minutes into this third period, and already the Growlers have, for all intents and purposes, taken control here in the late stages.
Oh, absolutely. It's almost like they needed that first period to find their home ice, find their legs, and, you know, it's just been uphill since then.
For some of these Growlers players, this is their first day today skating on Mary Brown center ice.
Wow.
Digging in the offensive zone for that loose puck, and coming away with it is O'Brien. Braden Lowe finally able to steal it away, but the Growlers hold the line. Left-hand boards, O'Brien. Not much he could do there, pinned by Cecile, and now leading a rush is Braden Lowe on the right-hand side. Johnstone follows him into the corner, puck left behind, top of the circle. Losing his stick is Pomerleau. Poked away, though, from Morrison, picking up his stick and pushing it to the line. It's not yet out. There it goes. Great defensive effort there by Newfoundland. Shot still 28-11. No shots on goal in the period so far for Reading. Behind the net, Pelton Bites. Unable to get it out. Came dangerously close to the slot, but it's taken away with speed by Kapchek. Leaves it for Pelton Bice. He'll send it out in front for Bobby Lynch. That one knocked away. Played back to the point and held by Pietranero. Pietranero across the ice. Connects on a feed. Oh, what a move by Kapchek. Into the corner. All the way in on goal was Kapchek. That one, not sure it reached the net. Good deep, but good offensive effort, though.
We've seen a lot of that from
man,
him tonight.
Oh, man. He was first star one of the games on the road. Forgive my memory. It's been a long road trip. But there's so many opportunities that this guy can create from the back end. Plus, he has 3 of the cutest cats you've ever seen. He is such a softie.
What a transition.
Yeah, no kidding. That was definitely a bit out of left field. There's no doubt about that. 13:20 remains here in the third period. Towards center ice. The Royals connect with a pass. Rolled off the stick of Pritchard, though. Bork tries to clear. Great play. Here comes Skirving. A 1-on-2 rush back into the offensive zone. He'll send it in and give chase himself. Todd Skirving has 1 speed, and it's 11. He just barrels everywhere he goes.
I mean, there is, yeah. He doesn't turn it off either.
He doesn't know how. He wakes up in the morning at an 11. And he always, whenever, God love Todd Skirving, the Royals get control inside their own zone. We'll chit-chat here a little bit. He always perks up a morning, Bals, and he says it every single day. He could be having the worst day of his life.
Go-lucky guy.
Here come the Royals in on goal. That one just over the stick of Pritchard, cutting toward the cage. Pritchard, for my money, is probably the most consistent and most dangerous member of the Royals, and that's not even looking at the stat sheet.
I mean, if you do look at it, though, he's
it
leading.
Would corroborate
I mean,
the story.
absolutely. He's leading the Royals in points. I believe he's got 13 on the season, 6 goals, 7 assists. 2 of those goals are unassisted.
Well, credit to Kirk McDonald where it's due. I mean, he knows how to find players that play well inside his system. Oh, and a hit there by Pomerleau. Rolls in on Cormier. He'll throw the glove down on that one as Johnstone gives a couple of Royals a little push away from his goaltender.
Okay, I got two points here.
Let's go.
Kapchek and his 3 cats. Are they here with him in St. John's?
Yes, they are.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Well, that was
that
first
was
one.
it?
No, that was.
That's guaranteed. All right, we're going to show you these 2 goals that made the Growlers up 4-1 here. We'll start with this first one here. Scored 1 minute and 9 seconds in, and what a nice one, too.
Ty Pelton Bice, an unassisted goal. What an effort there to put the pressure on the defenseman trying to break out of the zone. No mistake. Nice short side, just up over the pad, just below the glove. Beautiful shot, beautiful execution to put the Growlers up 2 early on. Talk about a perfect start the second. Now that's a perfect start.
And, of course, they're up 4-1 now. Do we have time to get that second goal in there? Do we have time to see that? What are the guys in the trucks show us? And they are. They're going to show us that second goal, and this is what made the score 4-1.
Todd Skirving just showing again his value on this Growlers team each and every night. There he is, getting himself right to the front of the net. And another beautiful tip-in goal from Todd Skirving. That's his 3rd on the year. His first 2 were shorthanded. Now he gets another one here tonight. Just great puck movement by the Growlers. Getting pucks at the net, and Todd Skirving just in the right place. No mistake. Beautiful deflection. 4-1 Growlers.
All right, that's where we stand, and lots of third period left to play, so we will throw it back to Chris Ballard and Kellyanne Roberts as the third period continues on Rogers TV.
translated on the ice. I mean, this guy is succeeding, and it's so great to see because we've seen his game be elevated pretty well every time he touches the ice.
He's been empowered, I feel like, by this coaching staff, and I find there's no role players on this team. There's no one who's been pigeonholed into, well, you're a penalty killer, you are a locker room guy. Everyone is an equal on this hockey team under Eric Wellwood and Nate McKeever, and they've all been, and a big hit there as Kapchek is sent to the ice, and now Reading, I think they're looking a little frustrated out here these last couple of shifts, especially with these two barreling in, O'Brien and Power. Unable to connect there. 11.5 minutes to go here in the third period. Bodies colliding and flying all over the place here as Marcus Power leans in on his man, and they're going to draw a penalty.
I don't know if that one's going to Power, if that one's going from before holding.
Two
and
penalties.
Tripping, yep.
Two penalties being called on the Growlers here, so.
Power holding up his hand there as if to say like he wasn't doing the hold as his other hand's inside there, and I think it's the other hand that they're calling him on.
That's the first thing they teach you though in anti-holding penalty school is try to make it seem
look
like you're
you
not.
Didn't do it, yeah.
So I'll give credit where it's due. I mean, it's not very often you see two penalties called on the same play.
No.
So an interesting challenge here and a timeout called by the Royals. They know that this is their moment. If they're going to get back in this game, it's going to happen over the course of this next 2 minutes.
Absolutely. I mean, especially against the Growlers penalty kill, you're really going to have to sit back here, do up a play, know what the goal is going into this. Obviously, it's to score, but I mean, outside of that, they really need to start to generate by moving the puck quickly, and that's something we haven't quite seen from Reading yet on the power play, is moving that puck quickly outside, taking their opportunity to try to pull the Growlers out of position before putting something on net. And it's hard to do when the Growlers have such an aggressive penalty kill because they are all over you, all over the ice. They're not letting you set up. They're not going behind the net, but they're there.
11:15 remains here in the third period. A 2-minute penalty kill here would put you down inside half a period remaining. This is a big moment of this hockey game.
Oh, absolutely.
Albeit the 3-goal lead makes it a little easier to swallow, and the fact that the Growlers remain as the top penalty killing team in the ECHL, but nobody would invite a 3-on-5 shorthanded opportunity.
Although, mind you, the last 5-on-3 that I can remember, Darian Plouffe was a beauty shorthander.
Fair enough. Face off and a big one to the right of Cormier. One back. Melindy turns and fires to the line and held by McNally. Setting up shop for the Royals. Right wing corner up. What a leg pad save by Cormier. Clear to the line. McNally. Butter on the end of his stick. Couldn't hold the line. But here he comes at center. Look at already how aggressive and how high up and forcing the Royals offside. That's exactly what you were talking about, Kelly, and aggressive, forcing the Royals into these errors.
Absolutely. Melindy there really trying to get in the way and succeeding. I mean, drawing that offside. Pritchard trying to regenerate some momentum, knowing that this side of the ice was clogged up, trying to go far side near the Growlers bench, but evidently an offside being called.
4-1 the score, and now a Growler down behind the play, Skirving. All kinds of room out there for the Royals. Pass, though, into the skates of Bykov. No shot. Up top, McNally. He'll have a look. Cross ice feed again. Wheeling. What a block by Skirving. Unbelievable play. Down low, though. 45 seconds have elapsed on this 5-on-3. Bykov. Up top, McNally. Spins it across top of the circle. That's DeChara down low to the goal line. Up top for McNally. McNally to the left. Back up top, across. Again, not much beyond perimeter passing here for Reading. Kapchek slides through the slot. There's another block in front. Side door, no shot on goal. Great look at penalty kill so far. Skirving laid out. What a block again. This time Kapchek, still no shot. Listen to this crowd. They know a good penalty kill. 35 seconds remaining. They score. Well, that's going to happen sometimes. It's only one. It's 4-2. A 5-on-3 goal for the Reading Royals with 9:48 remaining.
So just 33 seconds for the remainder of a power play for Reading here as we'll go to 5-on-4 as that goal just eliminates one guy out of the box, not two. But outside of that, a great penalty kill by the Growlers there. I mean, many opportunities for Reading as they really tried to collapse it low, but Growlers not giving in, really looking to sacrifice their body to keep everything away from Cormier, but one sneaking by there.
Plouffe, Johnson, Pomerleau and Melindy. Advanced by Plouffe. McNally gathers it in. Across, and the Royals. McNally starts it towards center. Over the line, almost by himself. Melindy gave him a nice play. 20 seconds to go in the man advantage. Pomerleau locates, flipped it free for Plouffe. He'll get it across to Isaac Johnson. Johnson carries in, holds it at the line, dances by his man, Isaac Johnson, killing valuable seconds. Plays it back in his own zone. That's how you kill a penalty, folks. The fans here saluting the effort as the Growlers get back to full strength with 9:10 remaining, up by a pair. The goal even, you can have that one. That was a great penalty kill.
Oh, absolutely.
Centazzo trying to get into the offensive zone. Chipped in behind the net. First man to it is Pelton Bice. Takes two Royals to try to knock him off the puck, but Centazzo steals it back anyway. Leaves it in the corner. Isaac Johnson pulls it away with all kinds of space for Centazzo. Nifty play, but the shot not wide. Left wing corner, Braden Lowe lifts it into the air to center ice. Trent Bork. Across to Riley McCourt. Back for Bork. Shots 28-15 Newfoundland. They got a 4-2 lead with 8:30 remaining here in the third period. Riley McCourt at center. Beautiful feed for Lynch on the right wing side. Lynch for Centazzo, back for Lynch. Knocked off his stick, rolling to the line, and comes to center ice. Riley McCourt ahead for Lynch. They'll try it again. Kicked ahead. In on goal from Pelton Bites, not one. Quickly guided away by Nagel. Growlers on the forecheck. Marcus Power throws a check, keeping the Royals hemmed inside their own zone, but here they come. Almost a 2-on-1. Nice hit by Pietranero. Knocking Chen to the ice, forcing him to a line change. A turnover there, though, and neutral ice, and in comes McNally, trying to outleg his man. Oh, and a save made by Cormier. The net knocked off its pegs by the goaltender.
What a save. Cormier really popping that one up with his shoulder and then coming around to bat it back as it was still going towards the net there.
Unreal. Maybe a little lucky the net was knocked off the pegs on that one, but nonetheless, a huge save by Evan Cormier. He's got 15 saves to his credit here tonight. A misleading number, to be sure.
Yeah, I mean, although in that second period, Reading held to no shots till at least almost 5 minutes into the period.
That's
so
true.
Keeping that in mind there.
Jacob Pritchard has both goals for Reading here tonight.
You know, he's a guy who kind of flies underneath the radar a little bit. And when he does stand out, you really see him. But on that power play, he was the one really cutting in, looking for that back door, but pretty well hiding from the Growlers.
7:45 remains here in the third period. 2-goal lead for Newfoundland. Reading has had some momentum here as Pietranero. He and his man tumble to the ice together as Johnstone absorbs that pass. In the corner, Growlers inside their own zone. Can't get control of the puck. Top of the circle there, Morrison. Crisscrosses with Cecire, walks off the wall, trying to dance around Kapchek, forced to pass it up top. Cecire almost didn't hold the line. Snap down low, Johnstone. He's gonna come away with that puck temporarily as the Royals steal it right back. Into the corner, Johnstone got a stick on it. Kapchek, he's gonna body his man, follows him to the blue line. Still with it. A man knocked down there. Puck is loose on Cormier, jamming away and taking care of business there. The Growlers didn't see who it was. That's Pietranero this time. There's going to be at least 2 penalties here. 6:55 remaining. Got to give Cormier all kinds of credit for being able to keep that left pad down to prevent the many whacks being turned in.
He had at least six whacks, minimum. On him there.
That was Brennan Kapchek. He'll probably be one of the 2 heading to the penalty box here. Sure enough.
I think we're exchanging penalties on this one. Unless we're doing, just one-on-ones. So 5-on-5? Yep. No,
4-on-4. Which you have to think favors the Growlers. With the speed and the offense that they have been turning in very quickly, Reading has caught up a little bit on the shot clock here. They have
hard not to when you're taking 6 whacks
that many
there.
whacks. Reading out shooting the Growlers 9-3 apparently in this period. Face off to the right of Evan Cormier, under 7 minutes to play. Four-a-side hockey as Darian Plouffe steps in for the face-off against Thomas Ebbing, and a clean win back by Plouffe. Trent Bork behind his net, flipped free. Too far out of the reach of Riley McCourt, but back in his own zone to get it is Trent Bork. McCourt to the opposite side corner, picks it up. His pass ahead, though, into the skates of Plouffe. The Royals inside their own zone get it. And started ahead. Dominic Cormier played it back. Up on the right wing side, touched back, and that's going to be a steal for Plouffe. Plouffe in a one-on-two rush, cuts to the inside. A great effort by Plouffe. He couldn't get the shot on goal. Great job allowing his teammates to complete their line change. Speaking of which, Cormier, he'll get out of the corner. Free it up for Pomerleau. He'll go for a skate. Pomerleau behind his net. Leaves the puck back. Pietranero up a nice feed for Lynch. Through the middle, Pomerleau. Another nice pass there. Pietranero couldn't hang on to it. Under 6 minutes to go here. Growlers up by a pair. And only 50 seconds left here of the 4-on-4 as Garrett Saucier in over the line. A good feed. High slot by Cobb. Let it go. And that one wide of the cage off the end boards. And all the way back inside the Royal zone. Bobby Lynch follows his man McNally. McNally with a burst of speed, lost control of the puck and gets it back. In on the left-hand side, Bobby Lynch got the inside track, elbows out, and was able to make the save. Even James Melindy has been elusive here tonight. And here's Bobby Lynch, another chance on a partial break. Oh, and he missed this one wide. Melindy gets it back in the right wing corner, up top to McCourt. McCourt back across to James Melindy. He'll walk the line all the way to the left wing corner behind the net. Sends it out. McCourt waits for his man to jump off the bench, tap back into the corner, and Pelton Bice whiffs on a nice one-timer opportunity. 5 minutes to go here. Back to 5 aside. Melindy steals it in the slot, puts a backhand in toward the goal. Oh, nice save made by Nagel. Isaac Johnson with a backhand right on the doorstep. The Royals, that's McNally trying to come away with it. He'll clear the zone. Melindy all the way back in his own zone. We'll start to keep an eye on Nagel for you. 30-20 are the shots on goal for Newfoundland. They got a 4-2 lead and a nice feed at center. Isaac Johnson now in a one-on-one. Stops just inside the line. His pass intended for Centazzo is off a stick and out of play with 4 minutes and 18 seconds left in the third period. An entertaining contest, a slow first period, but it has steadily increased in excitement from there.
Oh, absolutely. James Melindy with these passes coming out from behind the net and really hitting Reading's blue line multiple times.
Wow, what a difference a period makes. You wanted action? Well, you got it in this third frame.
Yeah, that was a lot of back and forth in that one. Some more penalty trouble on both sides, but an interesting 5-on-3 opportunity for Reading there. They were able to score one, although the Growlers, #1 penalty kill in the league, did look really, really good. You know, they were aggressive, kept pucks to the outside, but Reading was able to find their way through, get one past Cormier, but the Growlers still very much in the driver's seat in this one.
Well, listen, you don't win championships unless you know how to kill penalties, and you saw it twice during that penalty kill, the 5-on-3. Sure, Reading did indeed score, but two players putting their bodies in front of the puck, that's what you need to win divisions, to win championships.
Absolutely, Bill. I mean, we saw massive shot blocks out of Todd Skirving and Brendan Kapchek on that, both sliding block shots. You could hear the crowd reaction, and in a 4-1 game, you know, in the last 10 or so minutes of the third period, to be laying the body on the line like that in what's game 1 out of 3 over the next 4 days, you know, it says a lot about this team and their willingness to win and willingness to do whatever it takes, and we saw it on full display.
It's going to be an exciting 3-game series. I'll throw it back to Kristen Kellyanne on Rogers TV.
Johnstone on the draw. O'Brien poked it away from his man, but the Royals, they'll steal this one back. Ebbing through the middle, bit of a hopping puck there for DiChiara. They get it in. Sent across for Brennan Kapchek. He'll take his time, knocking that one down with a beautiful play was Pietranero. Tried a shot, he fanned on the opportunity, quickly turning away our 3 Royals. Ebbing, his pass partially blocked by Johnstone into the right wing corner. Johnstone and Ebbing collide. Pietranero leaning in as well. Puck comes away though. Stolen by O'Brien. He'll lead a 3-on-2 back for Newfoundland. Under 4 minutes to go. O'Brien into the high slot. Being watched very closely as he golfs that one down low off of Marcus Power and out into the slot, but nobody home. The Growlers had initiated a line change, and here's Braden Lowe. Staying with him is Riley McCourt off the in-on goal, and I'd be keeping an eye on that. Moving forward, 3:21 remains here in the third period. The net is empty for the Reading Royals. A nice early pull. Not that early, I guess.
Depends who you are. I've seen some coaches pull with 5 minutes left. We've seen some with wait until that minute mark.
I remember former Growlers head coach John Snowden would pull the goalie nice and early.
Danielle Goyette, University of Calgary, it would at least be probably 6 minutes left in a period.
That's kind of where I'm thinking. 5-6 minutes. Snowy didn't mind. Bykov, top of the right circle, left circle rather, played down low into the corner. Pritchard being watched by Pelton Bice. Pelton Bice stays on him, leaves the puck, comes to the line for McNally through traffic, and it's blocked away and into the corner. Behind the net, Pritchard freed up for DeChera along the right wing board. Centazzo, he throws a check there. DeChera is laying on the puck. That'll force a whistle.
I think he's feeling that hit there as that came over his shoulder just a little bit as he went down. I'm not sure what the ref's getting at here. Faceoff's going outside of the Growler zone now.
I am not sure I understand that. If anything, and I'm being quite honest, that they could very easily have called that a penalty on Orange.
I honestly was waiting for it.
Me too.
But likely having the face-off outside of the zone, as it was Reading Royal who caused the play to stop within the Growler zone. Goaltender back in net.
Yes, Pat Nagel has returned to the cage as the face-off comes outside the Newfoundland blue line. Luke out there to take the draw. Out with Gordy Green, Todd Skirving, Matteo Pietranero, and Brennan Kapchek.
Chera taking quite a while there to get off the ice, and now removing his helmet as he's being attended to.
Plouffe on the draw. One back. Brennan Kapchek. Sauced across for Pietranero and lifted out to center ice. McNally reaches for it in the slot in his own zone and turns it up ice quickly. Nagel already beginning to cheat toward the Reading bench, and there he goes. Braden Lowe frees it up. Here comes the trailer. What a block by Darian Plouffe. Off the back of the legs, redirected in front for the Royals. That one wide. 2:25 to play. Pietranero lets this one go. Kapchek freed it up for Skirving. He'll clear to center ice. Smart play. Gordy Green out there patrolling. The Growlers unable to get control of the puck as it comes across. Morrison wide of the net. Off the inboards, hustling after it is Riley McCourt. Strong was a bit bigger than him, but out muscling him was McCourt behind the net. Morrison, look at the hit by Plouffe. He'll advance that puck, and they're going to try for the empty net. It's going to miss wide, and that'll be a face-off back inside the Newfoundland zone with $1:52 remaining.
It's something Todd Skirving, I think, was trying to avoid earlier there, looking to clear, wasn't ready to just try to fire it down in for the empty netter, trying to avoid that icing call, eat some more of this period away with 1:52 left to go. Growlers up 4-2 as we see that face-off come to the blocker side of Evan Cormier.
Face-off, yeah, to the right.
Sorry, I took that right from you.
No, it's almost innately, you just get used to bringing up face-offs that way. Good win, though, for the Royals. Left-hand wall, McNally. That's poke-checked away by Gordy Green. Skirving out, trying to steal it back from DeChera, who backpedals behind his own net. DeChera leaves it for McNally. 1:35 left in the third period. In over the line, poked away. The Growlers, they'll try it again. They'll miss on the left-hand side again. This one, no icing.
Little surprised at that one. I think Johnson figuring that out, though, as he Morrison, took his time getting back once he saw it was a no call.
Good stick by Ebbing to get that one in deep. Cormier out of his net, played it into the corner. Loose along the inboards. Power tried a backhand. It missed, and a shot from McNally. Now Bork getting into it a little bit down there with Jackson Cressy.
You know, as this game builds up, I think everyone needs to remember that these two teams meet again on Friday.
You're darn right they do.
The blood will continue to boil till then.
Get your tickets now, folks. Plenty of time. Friday and Saturday night right here at the Mary Brown Center. Face off to the right of Cormier. 1:07 remaining. The net is still empty. Braden Lowe taking the draw against Mark Johnstone. Johnstone, what a play, advancing it right off the draw. That'll kill valuable time off the clock. 1 minute remains. No icing again.
I think this was off the draw, so both players probably getting a piece of it.
Good call. Clearing it down. Oh, no, that hit a player. Garrett Cecile up high, and he is going to rush down the tunnel.
That athletic therapist was very quick to jump the boards and get a towel there. Just like to point that out.
No, good hustle. I think there is blood on the ice.
That or they're looking for teeth.
Oh, my.
I hate to say it, but...
No, that's probably fair. Yikes.
You don't like to see it.
No, you don't. Well, hopefully the mouth guard did its job, and that I believe that was Garrett Cecile. We hope he's okay for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I think as soon as everyone saw that puck go up, no one was going for the chase after that. Yep. And you know, their trainer on the bench again.
Lightning fast. Honestly, you never. Thankfully, you don't get to see that all the time, but these people are really good at what they do. Same with the Growlers, Neil Davidson.
Absolutely. Quick to get the towel there, though. So no blood on the ice, can contain what you can.
Yeah, no, at first I think you might be right. They may be looking for chicklets down there, unfortunately.
If they didn't find any, it's a good sign.
Good point. 50.5 seconds to go. Pat Nagel has returned to the net. Face off outside the offensive zone blue line for Newfoundland. 4-2, the Growlers lead it here. 30-22 are the shots for Newfoundland. Face off. This time, one back right to Pat Nagel for Redding. He'll hand off for McNally. Hard on the forecheck is Lynch. He'll have to hustle back as Pritchard. Nice move to get by Pelton Bice, but they're in offside. Nagel wanted to go. He was close to the way to his bench, but peels back. 39 seconds left in the third.
Redding not lifting off the gas here as they continue to try to pull within 39 seconds left. Of course, that faceoff coming outside the Growler zone.
Pelton Bice on the draw. One back, though, by the Royals again. Cleared in, and there goes Nagel. Cormier, I thought there was a partial chance he was going to try. OC's going to try in this one. Wide of the cage on the right-hand side this time. McNally touches up for an icing. 24.7 seconds to go. Don't forget, folks, we are back. If you can't get tickets, you're unable to come down to see us, we will be on the air again Friday and Saturday night right here on the Growlers Broadcast Network. I'll tweet out about it this time. Face-off, one back again by the Royals. They've been clutching the face-off dot this last little bit. 20 seconds left. Into the slot. It's stolen away. Pelton Bice lifts it the length of the ice. Far enough for an icing? Yes. Maybe a bit of an early one, too. 11.3 seconds remain here in the third period. The good news is I'm not sure there's time enough to allow two.
I can't say it hasn't been done because I feel like it has.
Why did I say that?
I know.
Face off for Pelton Bice inside the Newfoundland zone. One back by the Royals. McNally across. Snapped. Look at that. Good active stick there by Pelton Bice. 5 seconds to go. Centering feed is blocked by Malindi. Your Newfoundland Growlers are going to take this one home by a score of 4-2. Evan Cormier 10 wins on the season. He's 10-1 as your Growlers improve their record to 14-2.
Improving their winning streak to 7 games.
Great point. Wow. This team, I don't even think this was their best game tonight.
No, started a little slow, expecting, not surprising though, coming off a long road trip there, but this third period I think is a clear representation of the overall Growlers game that we can anticipate to see Friday night, Saturday night.
Evan Cormier as the Growlers head to center ice to salute the fans. The 2,200 and change in here tonight. Todd Skirving doing the old Tiger Williams down there. They're riding the stick. A lot of fun.
They've had a good game and they've enjoyed it when they're having fun after.
Hey, you're absolutely right on that. They're going to stick around for the 3 stars. Your Growlers outlast the Reading Royals by a score of 4-2 here tonight. Final shots of the period, 11-6 in favor of Reading. It's a good night when you hear Heave Away over the loudspeakers here at the Mary Brown Center.
You got Buddy down there handing out high fives to everyone.
And some push-ups as he's grown accustomed to doing during win streaks.
Fair. It's a lot of workout though.
Hardest working player tonight for Newfoundland. Number 13, Bobby Lynch. I love this pick. He had so many chances tonight. He could have had more than his 1 goal. He had 2 really nice partial breaks, 1 clear-cut breakaway. Great selection.
That goal was just beautiful. I mean, he really picked up the speed there.
We're awaiting our 3 stars of the game. Todd Skirving.
The grinder. I mean that in the best way possible.
I thought you were
the guy is, no, he is.
Todd Skirving, great game for him. Look at him running. Back down the, yes.
Once again for the Growlers for the game, winning goal, number 17, Ty
Pelton-Weiss with the game winner here tonight.
He set up a lot of good plays as well.
Was he second or first star?
Second. Todd Skirving, Ty Pelton-Weiss.
The hardest working player was Bobby Lynch.
Yeah.
I think not coming through the tunnel was Jacob Pritchard, 3rd star with 2 goals.
Okay, that's what it was. Ty Pelton-Weiss with the 1st star, which makes sense as he gave a stick, which we tend to see a lot from the 1st star.
I love our deductive reasoning on that one. 4-2.
All right, thank you, guys. So just to recap, hardest working player, Lynch. Pritchard from Ready was the 3rd star. Todd Skirving, number 2. And Ty Pelton-Weiss, your 1st star tonight in the Growlers' 4-2 win over the Reading Royals. Your thoughts, Ben Murphy?
Pretty much, Bill, a great game from start to finish for the Growlers. We saw a bit of a slow first period, which was expected coming into the first out of these 3-game matchups. We see this quite often. But the Growlers really found their game to start the second period, and they didn't let up for the rest of the game. A 4-2 win could have been a lot worse if it wasn't for Nagel in the other net.
Well, we have more hockey coming your way, of course, at the Mary Brown Center. The Newfoundland Growlers will meet these Royals again twice more, Friday night and Saturday night. Get your tickets for that one. It's the Teddy Bear Toss, so that's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be back next weekend when the Trois-Rivières Lions come to town. I can't believe I said that French accent. I've been practicing all night. Thank you very much. And they'll be here for 3 games as the Growlers continue their 6-game homestand. Thank you for tuning in tonight. On behalf of Ben Murphy and myself, Bill Hart, have a great night, and we'll see you next weekend on Rogers TV.